No. No. Is that working? Hello. Oh no, what's wrong? I don't like the fact that why is my stream... Why am I dropping so many frames? Oh, I am just racking up frame drops. Hello, Knight. Oh, I know why I'm dropping so many frames, because I'm literally installing the Arknights update. Because I was a dumbass and forgot that there was an update. Hello, Raphael. Hello, GD. Hello, Real. How's the food? Food was good. Yeah, if you're noticing any sort of like frame rate dips, that's my fault. I forgot to install an update, so that's currently installing. Looking pretty stable on your end. Okay, that's good. I'm reaching 37%, 38%. That is not good, because at some point the stream will dip. that I don't want that to happen, because it's annoying when that happens. So I'm now racing against the clock for this download to finish. What do you mean last chance not to play the event? There should still be like a week, right? Or at least like this week. Three-week event? So just over 2 weeks. Oh, okay. Don't worry about being a dumbass, you're in good company with us. Is there a way of putting this to this side? No, there isn't. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it. I'm at 46% dropped frame rates, and I'm fairly certain it's 50% frame drop that the stream goes off. Well, we're at 49%. Let's see what happens. Any spooky games you plan on playing? I want to go back to some of the older spooky games like Slender, The 8 Pages, and some of those ones. Hello, Ralix. I keep forgetting there's like a random rap piece in this song. Oh. Nope, never mind. There goes down again. Yeah, so I want to play some games like that. I'm thinking of doing Amnesia, like in the Dark Descent, but I'm not sure if I'll have the time to, because that's more of like a serious thing. I might see, because I mean, I'll probably still finish up any horror games after October as well. Getting ready to charge headlong into depression with Babel, yes. Yeah, I played Amnesia: Machine for Pigs, which I absolutely adore, even though it's not as scary as the other Amnesia games. Came just from the end of this event, and the finale is so damn good. Ew, that sounds good. Okay, stream's starting to calm down because I am 100%. Okay, there we go. So you chose pain, not horror. Yes, pain today, horror tomorrow. Maybe. Should be. I'm not sure which I'm going to do first for that one. Let me just play that again. I'm not really sure which game I'm going to play first. I might do Slender the 8 Pages tomorrow, or I might do something else. Maybe something like Hector. Was this mentioned? No, I don't have this, but I could look into it. To be fair, maybe the pain today will mitigate the terror tomorrow. Yes, instead of think happy thoughts, it's think depression. And that off. Just muting the audio while, because I'll keep this song going. Internet saving from pain. Yes. Okay, I have now installed it, which means the stream is fine. The stream is safe. We didn't drop the stream. That is always a good thing. I'm not gonna lie, the song is growing on me quite a bit. I mean, I liked it before, but still. No streams, see you around next time, yeah. Damn, I would definitely get the Kingdom Hearts series, but it's quite a bit of money at the moment. Okay, just... oh my god, releasing neurotransmitter. Well, it's going quite quickly anyway, so we're nearly there. Sick. There we go. Just keeping a track of time. There we go. Can I interest you in some Wuthering Waves ASMR? Oh god. I have not even looked at that game for ages. Do I even have it installed still? I should have it installed still, because I have been meaning to get back into it. Yeah, I do still have it installed. It's just I've got so much I need to catch up on. I still need to catch up on Reverse. It's been ages since I played that game. Hello, Code. The worst thing about Reverse is I actually ended it on the cliffhanger because I didn't finish the final stage of that chapter. Yeah, I do definitely want to go back into Wuthering Waves, though. I just haven't really had the urge to. Or at least not, like, because I've only got a limited number of streams at the moment, and it's sort of like, it's often either Arknights or something else I want to do, and then it's like, all the other games just been sidelined quite a bit. I'm hoping that it won't be like that the whole time, though. I've got to head to work. I'm glad I was able to drop in and say hi. Oh, that's fair. And see you around. And, yeah, don't worry, the stream will be around as a VOD. I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. I mean, it's probably just a joke, but still. I would be very surprised if that was actually a thing. Come on, load in. I'm definitely going to skip through. I'll probably get rid of this beginning part for the VOD just so it doesn't tank viewership, because apparently that's a problem. Hey, there we go, start. Alright, I'll open up the thing in a moment. Come on, log in. It'd be funny after all this, it just crashes. All right, start. There we go. Now I can change. There we are. I'm not liking that frame rate drop on there. Oh, okay, no, that wasn't too bad. That was just the loading then. Already did your pulls? Yeah. I pretty much spent... Damn. Day 3 of 15. Have I really not been on here that much? I could have swore I was on here more. Oh god, it's going to take me ages to get to 17. But yeah, I've used pretty much everything, and I don't really want to use the Originate Prime for this. She does look good though. Especially that pose. I like how she's just got a "come at me, bro" pose. Just, you know, with the arms up and all that. At least she's not limited. That is true. At the very least, I want to get the 7 rolls, so I need to do the weekly stuff. As long as I can do that, at the very least, if I can get her on the 10 pull, great. If I don't, then well, at least I tried. Is pretty much my mindset at the moment. New voice lines. Ooh, is there English? Damn. I got really excited there for a moment. Okay, I'm going to assume... I mean, who is it that they're adding on there? Probably... Oh no, this one was hit, this. Oh, was it also that for... Oh, it might have also been that for... No, because it says voices. Yeah, I'm not sure which one they added. I'm assuming they probably added either Chinese or Korean. That tends to be the one that gets added later. Oh, I forgot to put the audio back on. There we go. I was like, why does it sound so quiet? There we go, back with some more Final Fantasy XIV music. Those who know will know. Alright, now let's see what this is, because I've been in this, but I haven't actually heard the music yet. That's quite nice. Okay, 16 days. I can definitely finish it within that time. Oh, it almost has like a mystery horror vibe to it. And not just because of the whispering, but... You know, the piano, it's that sort of like intrigue, mystery kind of... Like almost music box, like, kind of fit a slightly more sadder version of the IS2 vibe as well. After the event, the music will hit even harder. Ooh. Some of the stages are really hard. What is in like actual difficulty? The animation from the opening lobby hits so hard. I didn't notice an animation. Or do you just mean as in the starting bit? Let me just... Damn it. I'm so used to that being where the stages are. It's down here. Okay. Ayo, BB. Sorry. So, unfinished goodbye. A speck of blood red upon speckless white. Blemish and Whiplash did get English voices, I believe. Oh! I thought I already had them on the English voices. Oops, so I'll have to go back and look at those. Or maybe they were and I put them onto English in the mobile. A boy cries in his dreams. To weather the blizzard, a girl wraps him within her cloak and wipes his tears away. Freezing, gusting, the air screams on. Softly, the Cyclops tells him of an epic tale far, far away. Sorry. Through the snowstorm seams, Her voice comes. The myriad souls calls become harmony within it, or with it rather. The boy's whimpers, the drum of their beat. Just come into the chat like, no, don't do it. Why don't it make me think of what was it, Breaking Bad, where Walter's in the car yelling at the person on outside like that. That's the ex-Zria at the moment, or Zuria. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Hello, cat. This dream is bitter cold. Within, the girl seizes a faint breath. She covers the boy's eyes and closes her own. Yeah, like, hi! Even now, even here, for them, the ballad from 1,000 years ago is still playing. How you doing? I am doing good. How is you? I'm doing good now, but maybe ask me towards the end of this stream, because apparently this is going to be a depressing story. Armies fell upon our home. Them I saw from afar. From valleys to hills, our lands they scarred. The king slaughtered, the myriad souls did lament. Yet once sovereign fell, 6 heroes rose. They blew the horn, led the fight, and faced their foes. Alas, the wanderer's city collapsed, to ruin swift as the fleeting peace elapsed. When all seemed lost, a black crown appeared. The twins brought hope where dread had reared. Spreads the rift, giving birth to betrayal. An assassin in the heart of tempest, them I saw from afar. A sword to slay the regent king, a spear to pierce the royal ring. Legend ends as justice calls, to righteous fate the mighty falls. I love poems. It was literally the one thing I liked about English literacy. Not literacy. English literature? Yeah, we had English language and English literature. That was our 2 GCSEs for English. And we did literature for was poems and a book. For us it was Of Mice and Men. But yeah, we had to memorize like 10 poems. Well, I say we had to memorize 10 poems. They made us memorize 10 poems and then gave us the fucking poems during the exam. So it was like, why did you make us remember these? What was the point in learning them off by heart? I can understand the book because you don't get the book in the exam. But why the poem? Why make us remember the poems? There was 10 of them. Some of them were very long. Anyway, sorry, I'm rehashing my own trauma when there's supposed to be new trauma to face. That is how this episode ends. Oh, okay. It was a great stream. I see everyone. Sorry. I have a lore question. Okay, ask away. The Cyclops fades into the blizzard of the dreamscape, leaving the child behind her. Twink shoulders. Ah yes, the very, very lore-heavy question. It's getting a bit cold now, but fine, okay. Oh, there you go. The boy's own cries grow distant from his ears. What? Why am I seeing heart emojis appear on the side? He waits. It's gonna be Hodora, isn't it? No, that's just kind of the only thing I could think of. It's either that or Teresis. But I feel like Teresis was already mentioned, unless it was like a prophecy being said. Again, the jacket comes off, you become half the size. Yeah, honestly. Hey, if that's what people are going to start to do, I expect to get gifted. Summer 1094. Are you enjoying the story of the Doctor? Well, I've only just started, so at the moment the depression hasn't hit me yet. I'm still laughing and cracking jokes, so we'll see how it goes towards the end of this stream. Outskirts of an abandoned town, Kazdel. That is how this episode ends, Ascalon. My story is over. That is what my people, the Cyclops bound for the deep north, saw as they gazed to their last of Kazdel. Oh yeah, I vaguely remember the Cyclopses went north. There, you see some of them in IS4. Was that a page from Long Lost History? A possible future yet to come? Or plain meaningless gibbering? None knew for the past millennium. Until they came, the fate's rapids begin to narrow into a sewer course? Sewer course? Shura? Shura. That's supposed to be Shura, isn't it? YouTube needs redeems. Honestly, yeah. Yeah, I hear the word Shura before, but you rarely ever actually see it written, so I'm just like looking at it and like my mind can't grasp that it's supposed to be Shore. But anyway. And now, the fate she saw has drawn before our eyes. Sure. It's kind of wild to think how many years this same location has been used. I don't care. Sorry, I think I peeked the mic just then. It just... There's just something caught me off guard about that. Just like you're just like, I see it, the prophecy. Before I die, this is what we come to. We see it happening before our eyes. I don't care. It's so fucking blunt. I'm surprised you'd even hear me out. Oh. No, I can't though. Bright red blood creeps along his mask, trickling down his chest. Ascalon's eyes narrow a hair. He's out of luck. You're about to die, so I gave you one last token of respect. Those prophecies never did gnaw at you. In all the time we knew each other, no? That's why you'll never understand. How a greedy soul thirsts to control his fate. Is this a point where we find out that there's someone else controlling Teresa's actions? Because if so, I feel like I should have 2 pennies. When did Shigaraki from My Academia change his name to... I'm surprised you see Shigaraki in out of this guy, considering this guy is so incredibly buffed. Unless I'm missing something from the anime, because I'm fairly certain he was a scrawny little shit. Mans is giving you prophetic lines and telling you probably one of the most important things for future events, and you're just like, fuck off, just give me something proper that I can use. You haven't seen the newest season? No, I haven't. In fact, I think I haven't watched My Hero Academia since whichever season had Merry-Go-Round as the song. Anyway, choose better last words. I know how you hurry to convene with those Babel members, but it's not yet time for you to leave. Look, the catastrophe is near. Funny. I'm curious now. What was it you found within the storm? Step aside. No commission left unfinished. They're all I set myself back when I was at the Scar Market. Alive or... A dawn-like mist is wound around about the Cyclops' neck as Ascalon vanishes behind him, leaving his body to dangle over the cliff's edge. You ever seen your own end, then? I don't care for prophecies. We have that in common. But fact is, none of us can outrun fate. Don't you want to struggle out of it? What makes you not? Why can you not? How can you not? Never forget, you have your place in prophecies too. Whimpering, storming. A plaintive chant rings in their ears, an elegy over the horizon from the convalesce of the banshees, sucked into the storm's eye. Why ditch the V in this? Why did you just suddenly decide to wax poetic in the middle of a out of character narration? Ascalon gives an involuntary shudder. She is ice cold from head to toe. An indescribable pain rips from behind her ears down to the soles of her feet. This nameless elegy, this ill omen. Farewell, Kazdel. A single sigh reaches Ascalon. Her hand tightens fast, until not even the faintest sound will leave. How do I even say that? Scar Eyes? Yeah, Scar Eyes' throat again. And then she lets go. Oh, damned fate. Oh, he still got the last word out. In a blink, the tremendous figure of the Cyclops becomes no more than a speck below the overhang. The mist scatters into the storm. The shadow of a hood goes with it. All vanishes within the teardrops falling from the cliff. Gasps, rolls of thunder from the catastrophe clouds, whistles as the sand is swept across the barrens. Delete my internet browser history. Duh. Cyclops operator when? Well, don't we have one from IS4? The sound of everything culminates in silence. Ah, big wave coming then. Londinium, Victoria. Now, lift your heads, sarcasm of hers. If you would still see through the calling she bestowed you, here I stand. Come, step forth. You may avenge her. Oh, hello. Yeah, I don't care much about you, General. She looks interesting. She's not the one from before. No, she's not. My name is stitched onto my clothes. stitched by Her Highness Teresa's own hands. I can feel it faintly burning right this moment, and I know what that means. The mission she assigned us is over. We'll clash with you no more. The Sarkaz do not draw on each other before the invader. We pledge our loyalty to you, Regent. So long as you still hold your zeal and earnestness for the Sarkaz, we will trust you with our lives. Even though you nearly ruined all the plans we'd set up in Victoria. Should the military commission put us to death, we will be willing to die. As long as it could bring a better end. An end as she wished. A moment ago, you were the renegades-in-chief, all but ready to entomb our plans. How can I possibly believe, Manfred? As she wished, you said. Your name, Deathmonger. Hello, Espresso. Julie. Yes. Unless Deathmonger was like just a title, I'm guessing. Because I assumed that Deathmonger was like her name, but as in like, you know, the name she chose, and then it turns out her actual name's Julie, which would be funny. But I guess Deathmonger's probably just the same as like how they say sellsword and that. I will remember it. And I will hand you your final mission. Guards, assassins, mercenaries, survivors of this sea of bloodshed. One and all, you are to enter the Mausoleum of Kings. You are to render Victoria's iron heart as scrap. You are to ambush and wipe out every last Steam Knight. Did that not go well for them, though, if I remember correctly? Like, I know the Steam Knights were dead, but so were all of the Sarkaz that went for them, if I vaguely remember. You'd let us take part in the Commission's core plan to enfeeble Londinium. Well, yes, because you're the meat wave. Congratulations, you are now part of Ursus Tactics. Manfred will take good care of you. Oh, I'm sure he will. There's no chance we leave that place alive, is there? You're welcome to fight for it. Very well. Well, yeah, I suppose one Steam Knight did survive. So technically, the Steam Knights won. If there was one survivor and we didn't see any more Sarkaz, so, you know. I'll chalk that up as a win for Victoria, even if it is a very costly one that kind of was a tactical defeat anyway. What's keeping you here? I'm just taking it in. I'm looking at the one who fostered Ascalon. Huh? She never rid herself of you. Huh. Oh, okay. That was just put out there, unless that news was already mentioned before. Very much a Pyrrhic victory that year. I swore to follow Her Highness Teresa, or Teresa, I'm never sure, with no inkling that the tale of the mixed-blood twins, rewriters of Kazdel's history, would end this way. Oh, interesting. Let alone that this disposable life of mine had a place in it. Farewell, Your Highness Teresis. I take my hatred of you to the grave. Okay. It's like, yes, I will die, but I will spite you for it. Okay, that's interesting. That it's called Rhode Island of Babel, because I just assumed it was just Babel. So I don't remember it being called Rhode Island of Babel before. It was just Babel, and then became Rhode Island. So I guess maybe this was the transition period. I'm sorry, whomst? Rhode Island is the land ship. Yeah, and that was the original name for it, wasn't it? But didn't they call it Babel first? And then they found out that Rhodes was its name when they looked through like the logs in that. Because I remember that from Arknights. At least I think it was Arknights. Hey, this is from Walk in the Dust. Anyway, keep going, Calcit. Babel is an organization, Rhode Island is a land ship. Yeah, but Babel as an organization doesn't exist anymore, does it? Because Rhode Island is now both the land ship and the organization, right? Or at least it doesn't officially exist as Babel anymore. Yeah, I know it's the flashback iron. I'm talking about in general, because it mentioned it as Rhode Island of Babel, but the last time I played the flashback, it was, you know, just Babel. So that's why I was wondering. You start thinking too much. I know, but that's kind of the reason why I'm here. Otherwise, I'll just read the story off stream. Never since the day she was born has this corridor felt so endlessly long to Calcit. Monster. Oh. Oh, okay. My dame. Do not bury us. Kazdel's soil cannot hold any more traitors. Finish him. Oh, sorry. Finish him. I know that even left on your own, your step will never falter. Fatality. Amia, doctor. Oh. System unresponsive. This is... Monster, cut the door down. Monster, meltdown. Starts writing a tweet on Twitter. You believe loneliness is yours alone, that you have none of the same kind. Yet, from the day you woke again, we've walked shoulder to shoulder, haven't we? Immortal empires turned to dust, elders' scepters rent in two under ancients' rallying cries, pulses over the sky like a surge. Immutable rhythm of the stars, from resplendent glimmer to dull collapse. Yes, there we go. Thank you, Raphael. That was what I was trying to figure out. Death, rebirth, the all-encompassing cycle. She's ever so familiar with it. Rita. Yet still, one day I'll choose to slow down, to stop in place where I am, When I do, Kaltsit, don't grieve. Keep going. Kaltsit subconsciously searches her memories. Death, rebirth, the all-encompassing cycle. No, it's not the same this time. Not quite. For the first time, she must bid the first who could ever converse with her as an equal to her dearest friend, farewell. Teresa. Oh, damn. So, Kaltsit, it's time to say goodbye. I'm just looking to see if I recognize any of the silhouettes. It looks like two people there, one has fallen on top of each other. Messed up, but at the same time great artwork. Honestly, yeah. At this point I'm assuming she's dead, but she's still got a bit of a smile on her face, which I think just suits her, really. Like, it honestly fits her character from what I remember of... Wow, there is a lot of people that fought in this room. Amia, Doctor. But... I always say one day, our wandering is bound to end. One day, the Sarkaz's wandering is bound to end. Now your wandering too has reached its endpoint. I knew full well this possibility always existed. Why? Should have stayed behind. It's my... Because I believe in Rhode Island. I believe in Babel. I believe in you. Kaltsit, I hope the Rhode Island can be a place you name home. An island you may always return to. I already did everything I could. I won't harbour complaint for my own end. Babel's mission is concluded, while you and this landship have only just set sail. I am not the same kind as you, Kaltsit. I cannot explain away your puzzlement. But I have always been your companion. Then, now, and after. I will always be with you all. Now. Damn. That was also a relatively short first cutscene, which is rare. Great aspirations. I knew this day would come. That is not that's kind of foreboding with the context of it being Arknights. I don't know why I'm doing so much prep work for what is essentially just a level 20 mission. I just kind of want to get my thing set up for the entirety of the event. I'll go with this one now. See what it's like. What do you mean? Arknights is a happy story where never ever anything bad happens. I mean, to be fair, with the exception of the main story, a lot of the events so far have been a little bit more on the upside. Like, since Zwillingstrom, it's been mostly either happy-go-lucky or a little bit whimsical, or just in general, like, good outcomes. And I feel like this event is going to remind us that it is in fact Arknights. 64 years ago, autumn 1030. Scar Market, Kazdel. Ah, so this is what it looks like. Looks a bit like a hive world. Still rising on Shurururulibulahave. Yeah, a little bit. But also just in general, like, don't you think a lot of the events recently have been, like, you know, decent? Well, not, I mean, obviously, not decent as in, like, storytelling. Like, they've all been good storytellings, but, you know, like, nothing, like, super bad happens. Or, like, if it does happen, they deal with it kind of thing. Compared to when I first started playing this game and it was just depressing. And even in that event, someone had to pay child support. But that's a good ending. Anyway, you protect this tag around your neck with your life. You're my precious property, slave. You understand? You better be worth something. Okay, who's this going to be? Oh, okay, never mind. Stay in here and don't move. You, inspect the goods. She was not that fun, but ended kind of okay. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I mean. Like, it... Well, even then, though, like... It wasn't funny, but, like, nothing super bad really happened. Like, yeah, people had to leave. Things got contaminated, but it was resolved. And, like, I don't know. I never felt, like, super concerned about the safety of people and stuff like that. It has been quite a while since I've had to actually worry about death flags. Though, obviously, this is definitely going to change it. The slave trader casts a glance at the silent slave behind the mercenary's back, then slightly shakes his head. Where'd you get it? Found him on my way here, dying of thirst and about to become mangler chow. Thought he could fetch a good price. I came from Kazdel. I can find someone who... Doesn't matter to us where you're from, slave. Say you're Higashinese for all we care. As long as someone buys you out. I'm just checking if you've got a tail. You never know where these mercs get their goods. I promise you he's clean. She better not be messing with me. Cash or barter. I ain't gonna live long enough for money to mean something. Give me some good weapons. You're the boss. He's second rate at best. That'll net you 2 blades, freshly cast. Well, there's one problem. You shouldn't be using casted blades. How about I let you take another look, with your eyes open this time? You can dress him up as first rate, but it won't change anything. If you don't like our offer, feel free to get lost. And put that machete of yours away. This is the Scar Market you're in. Can you throw in more? I was out on the Lifanian border before I got back. I've got first-hand intel about the whole war in the core. Well, here's something for nothing. Careful what you spew out of your mouth when you want to stay alive here. Nothing around, you have valuable first-hand intel. You want to guess where that'll end you? Leave the goods and scram. You're holding up the line. Not happy? Drown your sorrows in the bar. Our boss, Scar-Eye, brews one heck of a drink. Yeah, about that. It doesn't matter if you can't pay your tab. They'll take your weapons as collateral, Merc. One more thing. Where do you run your bounty board? I'm here to strike it rich. The bar folk will be happy to inform you. There we go, Jesus. I don't know. I don't know what sarcasm swearing would be. They never gave us a language, so I can't even pretend I know words. The Merc stares around this floating hub, hidden away in the giant subterranean hollow beneath Kazdel. Amidst the moans of the slaves, the faint yet constant rumble of lava and bursts of originium dust can be heard rising from beneath the market. Something like Sinti Roma? Possibly. I do always assume that it would be some offshoot of Sancta, because the Sancta kind of come from Sarkaz, if I remember correctly. But, so I would assume Sarkaz language would be like an older variation of Sancta. Hebrew? Could be Hebrew, or maybe Aramaic. Something like that in sort of like old Christian language versus Latin would make sense. Or maybe, yes, Czech Republic. Could be Czech. Have to ask Marty about that, I'm afraid. Yiddish would be my guess. Maybe. But yeah, it's always sort of been my interpretation that the Sarkaz would have like an older version of the languages typically used for Christianity, whereas the Sancta are more like the Catholics with their Latin. It sort of makes sense in that regard, with the Sarkaz technically being older than the Sancta. Anyway, eyeing the rugged path behind him, the mercenary recalls the perils he faced to reach here from the surface and shudders. I'm starting to have like one of the Dark Tide songs in my head, because this place just makes me think of like, you know, the underground sections that you play in that game. Just how many people are there in that goddamn chasm? Enough to break your fall if you jumped. Welcome to the Scar Market, Greenhorn. You'll love it here. What's the deal over there? Why the crowd? Probably another big name rolled back into town. Aren't you here to strike it rich? Go on then. I'd rather keep my horns out of all that mess. The Merc vaguely makes out a pale white figure flitting through the chaotic gloom of the street. White clothes? You don't see that every day in Kazdel. You're injured. Tell me something I don't know. You're... The last time I was here, it was someone else handling transactions. Yes. You're referring to my grandfather. He never stopped bragging about how he'd fought you and lived. I'm surprised you'd remember him. In the good sense, though. That means he wasn't lying all this time. It must have been 60 years ago by now. General Tressis. Would that be Regent now? Or no, it hasn't quite been... No, it hasn't been enough time yet. This is earlier, I think. Already? How sad that nothing here has changed at all. Okay, yeah, this is definitely a bit, quite a bit earlier then. I imagine with Her Highness here too, there'll be no more violence this time, eh? Even if things get bloody, eventually you'll leave, but we'll always be here, General. We'll always have business so long as Kazdel's unrest never rests. You could have just said so long as Kazdel never rests. Even now, I remember one thing my grandpa mentioned in his boasts. He said to you, it's the land of Kazdel that needs us. Tresses looks at the slaves, their heads down in their cages. He draws his sword. War and turmoil have necessitated this trade for over a century, this scar market. Oh, is he about to come in and just destroy it all, like how Anakin / Darth Vader comes in and kills all of the Confederate senators? General, provided you can reach the surface alive, take a fresh look at Kazdel. Much of what you know will soon change. All Sarkaz will be part of this change. All? Us too? Yes. I'm not inclined to explain our vision to the likes of you, but I will stay here a while longer and wait for her return. Until then, I welcome you mercenaries to challenge me, just as 60 years ago. I will take you to Kazdel, willingly or otherwise. His voice isn't loud, but every Sarkaz present hangs onto his every word. The mixed blood Sarkaz stands alone, no retinue, no army, armed only with an ordinary-looking longsword, casually held in the hand that wields it. His steely gaze pierces through the dim of the street, settling calmly in the direction of the only person he cares for, Half-Blood. You can dismiss the mercenaries in ambush. No doubt they're your most trusted men. This is out of my respect for the King of Sarkaz. None aside from the General can claim to know your true motives after all. Your Highness, do you truly believe this can change the fate of the Sarkaz? That you're not just another ill-fated hero caught in this cycle of hope and failure? Once the dust has settled, your answer will come naturally. Following that, is it Pyrrhic or Pyrrhic? I think it's Pyrrhic because there's no H there. Following that Pyrrhic victory, we built from zero a moving city, the great nomad of Sarkaz soil, for over a century now. We can evade catastrophes and foreign armies. Our development has finally reached a point of basic self-sufficiency, but it's so far from enough. The storm has long been brewing on the horizon, but we were too oblivious, like a burdened beast too slow to react, too old to move. Your Highness must be referring to that war between Lifanian and Gaul. Oh yeah, that is around this time. Surely you too are aware of the magnitude of that war. Corsica first even secretly hired our royal court casters as his consultants, but despite a period of seclusion, Lifanian's Witch King thwarted Gaul's offences with his opening move. And now, Ursus and Victoria have also declared war on Gaul. These present empires display a might so far removed from the enemy 130 years ago, against which we staked all Kazdel just to barely prevail. That was already a victory in name only. If Kazdel must now be thrust into the same situation, how could it possibly end? Well, it would basically end the same way it did with Gaul. It is for this end that you wish to establish the military commission of Kazdel. Yet, the old aristocrats of the royal court grow resentful, refusing to relinquish their sumptuous city lives and viewing this as an attempt to challenge their privileges. A century of peace is enough for certain memories to slip their minds. So what made you deign to come here in person? Do you see the Scar Market as the royal court for the bottom feeders, where the likes of us scrape by and make merry? My only hope is for more Sarkaz to join us and resist the voices that refuse to embrace change. Resist? Perhaps your highness meant terrorize and purge. What I meant is a reform, not a slaughter. So, what's the reward? The Scar Market's not a real royal court. Royale. What we have with the mercenaries is partnership, not fealty. Without compensation, no one will work for us. Reward? Are the spoils of war not enough? Are the riches, power, or food that should have gone to the hungry people not enough to sate your appetite? You claim to provide shelter and a livelihood for countless Sarkaz warriors with your rhetoric of justice, yet I could almost hear their bones crunch as you squeeze them dry for profit. Sorry, but in this business we eat people whole and chew on their bones. Scar-Eye, you too are Sarkaz. You too are part of Kazdel. While Teresa cannot see what expression lies behind Scar-Eye's mask, his emotions are clear as day before her pitch-black crown. No commoner in Kazdel would ever dare defy the royal court. But in his emotions, all Teresa sees is fervour and bloodthirst. You won't refuse. Ha! Why would I? Do you think I'm scared they'll take revenge on me? The royal court's no mystery to me. Your highness knows that plenty well. And let me say, you promised me, no doubt, the best reward I could ask for. We thrive on chaos, and I can see the level of chaos you will bring upon Kazdel. The fact you've kept the name Scar tells me that your ideas haven't changed. That or he really likes the Lion King. Like you said, the nations of terror have grown tremendously in power over the last century. We could throw more revenants into the soul furnace and stoke its flames, but it will not close that gap. So why force the people, who aren't really of the same race, to band together, call themselves the Sarkaz, and build a giant target called Kazdel? The war between the four superpowers has proven that other Terran nations can accept our existence as mercenaries, and that's where Scar Market comes in. And your highness surely knows that we've become a community, a town, because many of us could never fit into the elitist, bloodline-obsessed royal court. In all these years, I may have helped just as many Sarkaz find a new way of life as the 6 heroes, if not even more. Amir is Mufasa then, and Dr. Calceta. Well, technically Mufasa would be Teresa, because Mufasa dies. Simba would be Amir. I'm willing to say that Doctor and Calci are Timon and Puma, though. And I'm not the least bit ashamed to say it, Your Highness, King of Sarkaz. Teresa doesn't reply. All she offers is a faint smile at the Cyclops. Ah, it suddenly occurs to Scar-Eye that this King of Sarkaz belongs to no royal court and represents no bloodline. Her sole aim is to persuade the Sarkaz, who are unwilling to believe that Kazdel can be built, some of whom have even committed crimes for this cause, to believe once more. But is she enough to break free from this cycle of tragic failures, from the ending he foresaw? Come to think of it, there's one thing I don't get, Your Highness. I might have agreed to help you, but why didn't you and General Teresa simply burn this place to the ground before the day's end? Trying not to sing that song. I would have little chance of winning if you decided to do so. Just like you did 60 years ago. A minute ago you described Kazdel as nothing but a target, and that you want another way for the Sarkaz to live. One that would have them depend on other nations. Yes. So tell me, in your prophetic visions, have you seen Have you seen Kazdel's destruction? Have you seen my death, Teresa's death, and the destruction of all you stand against? Yes. And what about yourself? How do you behold your death? A slow and agonizing death by neuropathy? Slain in battle on foreign soil? Or drowned in a sea of plots and conspiracies? Have you ever left this place and seen Kazdel as it is now? Have you ever truly seen the future? Is this your way of asking for a prophecy? I don't give handouts, but for Your Highness, I'll consider a discount. Such nerve. No wonder you were able to claw your way out of this bleakness and rebuild this mercenary's paradise. But I'll pass on the prophecy. Prophecies and fate have no value. It's getting late. I look forward to your return to Kazdel. He watches her go, and heaves a long sigh only when even her footsteps fall from earshot. Earshot? Also, I have those stalls at the workplace, just without the backrest. Son of a bitch. Foresight, prophecies, his own death? He bought his coffin this very morning. Ah, okay. I suppose it's kind of funny, like, if you already know when you're going to die, you would be very confident in pretty much any altercation you come across that isn't related to that prophecy, wouldn't you? Like, assuming the prophecies can't be changed, like, if you believe the prophecies can't be changed, like, would you be that worried talking to Teresa and Teresis if that isn't how it happens? Tally up the losses. Boss, the slaves. Set them free. They're bound to get tangled up in the scar market after the war begins anyway. At most, we lose out on pocket change. Did anyone take on General Teresis and survive? Yes, I've noted them all down. Take them to supplies for a little reward. They've got real balls. When you're done, take them to the bar entrance and kill them all in front of everyone. Send their heads to General Teresis as an apology. Got it. Send their rewards to whatever family and friends they have as bereavement. Tell every merc looking to make a living in the scar market, I don't want to see anyone trying funny shit on my turf. I feel like Teresis wouldn't like that, though. Because, like, surely he would want people who could, you know, stand up to him in a fight, because chances are they probably didn't survive by defeating him. So Like, he's probably just looking at these heads thinking, oh shit, that was going to be my next lieutenant. Fuck. He heads alone to the bar. The tags on his cloak jangle in his step. I was about to say they do look like dog tags. He stands prominently in the crowd, watching as the blades take the light from the mercenary's eyes. Still, no one fights back. Utter disappointment. Drinks are on the house tonight, both to celebrate the two highnesses sparing your lives, and to celebrate the huge gig you've all just landed. Your objective is in Kazdel. Get your shit ready. Soon you're all gonna be in the city. I found that they swear a lot more in this event. I mean, I know it like fits the setting, don't get me wrong. It's just I feel like they have it's a much higher frequency of swear words, which is interesting. It definitely fits well though for the setting. There would be where my soldiers would stand if I had any. Oh no, Teresa's has very little qualms killing anyone and anything. Well, yeah, true, but still, like, he's still trying to like build up an army, isn't he? So I'd feel like you'd want the people who didn't die because they were weak fighting him. Secret entrance of the Scar Market, Kazdel. What do you mean secret? It is right there. Like, maybe it's secret if you're Helen Keller, but otherwise, that ain't very secretive. It's a literal tunnel. You've been quiet for some time now, Teresa. Are you hesitating? No, I have confidence in you. A reshuffle of the War Council is inevitable. It's just one door in a large desert. I mean, yes, but it's like it's a big tunnel. It looks like the entrance of a bunker. Like, if your only secret is concealment, that ain't really that secret. I've been thinking about our city's future. War won't stop itself at Gaul. Our pace has fallen too far behind. Corsica First commands an indomitable fleet of dreadnoughts and guard battalions. The mad king of Lithanian has more than his arts in his arsenal to effect Gaul's failure. The industrial might of both Ursus and Victoria in the throes of a large-scale war has far surpassed our imaginations. Many assume to know war like the back of their hand simply by living long enough through it. If our concept of war still lingers on the giant battle from a century ago, then we have drastically underestimated how quickly wars can nourish empires and fuel dictatorships. Your monarchs. This is exactly why we need a military commission. I mean, Argentina had a military commission once. It was known as the Junta, and it was a dictatorship. It's more than that, Teresis. I know. When the day comes, when the Sarkaz wish to live on, if a brittle, creaking city is all they have to call their own, it will be far from enough. Do you remember the idea I proposed back when Kaltsit was designing the city's blueprints with us? You mean the same Kaltsit that led an army to destroy you, probably in that same battle you keep talking about? Babel. To transcend the borders of race and nation, to echo far and wide in our ideals, in our epics. For some reason, this almost read like Team Rocket thing. I don't know why, just that very first line as well, and sort of the second bit. Founded by a Sarkaz. We will prepare Kazdel for the coming crisis, strive to eradicate the poverty and disease that have plagued them for millennia, and send a message to all Terra. Team Kazdel blasting off again. There will come a future when we all stand as one. The Sarkaz, too, are a part of Terra's destiny. This is not the first Teresis has heard of her idea. So she basically wants a united Terra, much like Star Trek. Apart from the Dame who left after helping build the nomadic city of Kazdel many years ago, he alone knows the true belief of the current King of Sarkaz. Kazdel won't accept this babble. You and I both know that well. It's but a dream of attempting to subvert reality. Yes, for now at least, we can't be talking of such grand ideals while even our own affairs are slipping away from us. It's my hope this babble can become a part of Kazdel, Teresis. Are you prepared then? As I said before, it's not just the other nations that will oppose you. Kazdel and the Sarkaz clinging to their hatred will also stand against you. So will you, by the sounds of it. I remember what happens in Arknights. I already have the foreshadow. It is cruel to force them to forgive and forget. The persecution of the Sarkaz is not history, the ancient hatred which drives many to survive until this day. Is rather. I am the King of Sarkaz. The responsibility is all mine to bear. I must show them a way out of this. I see. Then go. Do what you will. Teresa, I still do not approve of your vision, but I do support your decision, and the future military commission will too. If your gaze is set too far to see what lies before you, then I shall sweep away all that obstructs you at that moment, just as always. Lies! Deception! Every day more lies. I know. Unless someone maybe did manipulate him and tell him that she had strayed too far and that's what started the civil war between them. Come, let's go home. Kazdel still needs us for what's about to happen. I don't know, it's weird. They seem to be on a similar wavelength, even though he doesn't agree with it. So I do wonder what happens to really shift it. It's just so goddamn frustrating. Both kind of wants the same. Yeah, at the moment it seems like he understands the, Kazdel not wanting to change, but is open to what Teresa has in mind, assuming she can pull it off. Like, that's what the impression that conversation got me, basically. But we already know what happens. We've already played Arknights. We've seen the war between them. A almost War of the Roses kind of war. Oh yes, Scar-Eye mentioned the prophecy again as I was leaving. The signs of a pessimistic fate. And your reaction? I don't care. I'm guessing that's where Ascalon got it from. Agreed. Kazdel, a strange yet familiar name. Many from this great land see it as the pit from which devils crawl, a terrible place to be avoided at all costs. While to Sarkaz, the name only evokes equally conflicted emotions. Ah, yes. Another hive world. Despite generations of Sarkaz passing on that Kazdel is the Sarkaz's homeland, an outsider might wonder if they mean the city or the entirety of those lands. I mean, you can practically hear the Mordor theme as this image slowly pulls away. Like, there's something about the wall, especially with its jagged edges, just makes it feel like a very stubby version of that tower. Perhaps only they themselves know. Also, the soul furnace is burning the center. Oh, so when they talk about burning the revenants, then that wasn't like metaphor. They're literally burning the revenants. Perhaps only they themselves know. I know I already read that, but still. It never struck me on the way out just how high this wall is. Oh well, at least I can go home alive now. That means I'm pretty lucky. Incoming sword in 3, 2, 1, maybe? That man in the Scar Market. That was General Teresis, the first of this city's founders, the hero of that legendary campaign. Oh, if I had the courage to ask him to take me in, maybe I could have just... I'm dreaming again. He sits atop the high wall, experiencing a new lease... Huh? Experiencing for the first time a new lease on life. Jesus. Few of Kazdel's civilian sarcasms, save for those children who haven't yet cottoned onto the fear of death, ever climb onto the city wall. If the tremendous pipes and tubes piled high can even be called a wall. The intricately tangled forest of originium spikes can take the lives of anyone who loses their footing, but it also serves as a haven for pilferers and mercenaries to stash their goods. Smugglers and vagrants cross through the dark underground, peeking out from tunnels and drains at mines and factories, scuttling from the one corner of the city to another. The life the slave once knew. The general gave me a fresh start, so what should I do from now on? He gazes at the furnace, burning and smouldering far away, teeming with indiscernible workers as they carry originium, steel, dirt and stones into its hearth. To Kazdel, the nomad, its flames bring motion, while the molten metal that flows out adds new appendage to the city. For a whole century, it's belched its incessant black smoke. None know whether it's ash or originium dust. Some say it's the bitter anger and anguish as the revenants exhale their last breaths. Witchcraft altars hang high in the sky, intermittently flashing their blinding rays. I'm guessing these things? They kind of look like those cages that people would be forced to stand in. The slave has heard many different versions of their urban legend. The most frightening version claims the royal court's casters work day and night on the altars, watching everything and listening to every conversation in the city. Maybe I can try my luck at the factories too. It doesn't matter what else. I've made it back alive. It's been months since I left. I don't know how many of my friends are still alive. The nomadic city of Kazdel. Oh, it's always funny when you have like the city name and then the country name's the same. How to scare Germany's green energy activists. I mean, hey, yeah. Could you imagine Stop Oil from Britain looking at this? What happened here? Why are all the doors open and the furniture all smashed? I forgot they have almost Salviento level names. Pull Top, you're back. Where's Raindrop and Drop Top? It's you. What are you doing here? Where'd you get that ornament? Something big is happening. Royal court nobles are being dragged out of their houses and killed by mercenaries appearing from nowhere, while the city guards do nothing. Oh wow, that happened quickly. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but also, surely it's not the royal court leaders, because, I mean, fucking hell, could you imagine trying to drag that vampire asshole out? It must be like lower nobles or something. A lot of us have been sneaking into the empty houses, and boy have we dredged up some good stuff. How are you still alive, though? Word got out you wanted to leave the city and find your own way, and after so long we all assumed you died out there. You won't believe my luck. First, I was left to die without food or water, then I was taken to the Scar Market, but guess what? General Teresis saved my life. The General himself. Then, on the way home, I ran into this guy with a halo over his head, calling himself a messenger, and he brought me back all the way to the city wall. You just bumped into a Sancta and somehow both of you were okay with that? Also, some guy with a halo over his head. I thought all Sarkaz had like an inbuilt hatred and recognition of Sancta. And if he didn't, the Sancta normally do. Unless maybe it's someone from Babel, although I don't even know if Babel is actually quite a thing yet in this, or if it's still only in her ideas. But I mean, hey, it worked out for him. But also, what is a Sancta doing here anyway? Why did he take him to this city, of all places? Like, yeah, a Sancta near a Kazdel city and live, yeah. Like, whew. He has a message, apparently, yeah. Okay. They even said that the generation under tree is very tame. Yeah, I guess maybe if they really did grow up as sheltered as they are. Well, sheltered quote unquote, because obviously it's still very shit here. So I've decided to change my name to Good Luck starting today. You guys can forget that lousy old name of mine. Okay, I think we found the first death flag in this event. A guy with a halo, a Sancta, and then the General. You sure learned how to lie. Good luck. Believe me or don't, but either way, today's a fresh new start for me. I'm gonna go and be a miner. I don't know, you seem a little bit old for that. Sorry, that was a shit joke. I looted a Naxxra's house earlier and found some hot air balloons. Want to launch me on one and put that luck of yours to good use? And this is the second death flag. I'm in. Well, that was fast. I hate that it took a second to get that joke. I don't know why I did finger guns, there's no camera. Man, it feels good to be home. Good Luck glances around at the people swarming the street. Yes, the people. Lots of them. It's a very busy street. It's even more busy than London during the summer. This is the life he knows. If he wants to survive, the city will always offer him a way. Thank you, Fate. And thank you, General. They're both falling from a hot air balloon. I'm calling it now. Either that or he has like a tragic end at the end of the event or something. Like it keeps going back and forth between him and the rest of the actual story.
Don't panic if you suddenly notice a missing squad mate.
Okay, I didn't realize we were fighting against the Canadian hockey team. No, I'm sorry, I'm not laying this down. What the fuck is that? I know that's supposed to be like flying boots or something, but it looks like they're skating. It looks like they're ice skating. Oh, I didn't realize they were just gonna walk around like that. And that's me done for today.
The rest is up to you guys.
Their physical dodge. Yeah, I was assuming that, so I really should be putting down a caster, really. Okay, at least the flying boots, quote unquote, don't make them
Doctor?
hover over you like those other ones do. Those are annoying. Oh, damn it, it's the wrong skill. He was scared of Sarkaz. She said, see you later, Sarkaz. God, that doesn't quite have the same ring to it. Skater Merc, maybe? Oh god, are there more derpy enemies to come? This is great. I'm liking this one. The enemies don't match with the serious story. It's just so funny seeing them just skate along. Also, the music in the background is really good. It's reminding me of like, well, the chorus is reminding me a bit of Star Wars. Not the movies, but more so like the video games where they have other people making the music. And a little bit of Matrix, but not as, like, epic in that way. Okay, now it's becoming a bit more of like a Final Fantasy kind of thing. It's just all over the place, but it's really nice. I really like it. A bit of a Attack on Titan vibe. Oh, yeah. Yeah, now you mention it. These guys just chilling, you slaughtering them. Yeah. Using Sanctus to kill harmless Sarkaz in their hometown. I mean, hey, at least I'm period accurate. Oh, well, actually, I'm not period accurate because it didn't happen at this time. But hey, at least I'm accurate. Autumn 1031. The nomadic city of Kazdel. Kazdel. Hey, let me through already. Hey, no shoving. You want a good spot? So I'll trade you mine for some high purity originium out of the mines. But don't just grab the leaflet out of my hands. Ugh, that blood all over you stinks. Can't help it when you're breaking into deadly people's houses. Lignones, or Lingones, I suppose would be how it's pronouncing it. That's how you read that word, right? Where is Lingones? Gaul. Oh. Where's Gaul? How the... Where? Shall I know where Gaul is? Hey, what's with the attitude? Shush. The Highness and the Royal Court big shots are discussing something in the chamber. I heard it's about reorganizing the city. Haven't you noticed all the extra guards on the street recently? So quiet down a bit. The weather's been real stuffy today. What a waste of a room. Like, that is way too big for what it needs. It is decided. The military commission will replace the war council in assisting the King of Sarkaz Teresa in decision-making related to Kazdel's military and political affairs. The military commission will be the sole administration of Kazdel, and none will have the authority to issue commands to the Sarkaz in the royal court's name. All present have already received the details of this resolution. The royal court leaders who still wish to cling onto the war council know that the military commission of Kazdel will become the final bastion of the Sarkaz, our eternal fortress, and the usher of a new order. Are there any further questions? Oh, hello. Oh, is this the original Banshee court person? And I also think Logos' mother as well, if I remember correctly. Your Highness appears more haggard than you did yesterday. Ah, hitting her with the "you look tired," as the Doctor did in not the Doctor in this game, the Doctor in Doctor Who, when he went up to the Prime Minister and said, "Oh no," went up to a police officer next to the Prime Minister and went, "Don't you think she looks tired?" Please look after your health. No military commission is worth it. If it comes at the cost of your Highness's health. Why do the Sarkaz either have like super easy names or just bleh? Lackermelin? How do you even... Is that even a name? Like, is it an actual name, or have they just made up a name again? If it's an actual name, then I apologise to whatever country shat it out. But otherwise, bleh. Banshee is a Celtic, right? I'm not sure, actually. Can't be royalty without a fancy name. Okay. Lackamama, thank you. I know how hard you have worked for this day. And I also know how Kazdel today views the Banshees of the Convalis. Man is silent. But before I state our position, I encountered a lost envoy of the Liches on my journey here. He entrusted me with a letter for your Highness. Liquor, mama. Liquor, I barely know her. That he couldn't even find the road here. Let this be proof of the immense changes Kazdel has undergone. Dark Armor sponsored by a Arknights wiki. Her name is a combination of Laka to become in Arabic and Vramale Twig. To become twigs. I mean, I feel like that's a little bit... I mean, I guess it's a nice name, but it's also just, like, very funny. I mean, I guess they do have, like, their... Oh, no, they have a bone whistle. Never mind. It's not a wand. It's not wood. It's bone. They're bone wands and bone whistles. Which is not the same. to become twigs. Someone found that name funny. I kind of do. I just find it really interesting. It's just like, why? It's just... A letter from Lifanian. If things are going as expected, your Highness's messenger would still not have received any news from the Cyclopses. Rather than waiting for the response from the deep, in the blizzard, should we not hear how the Liches of Lifanian answer? You're right. It's been a very long time since the Sarkaz were able to truly unite. I actually meant her parents. Oh, fair. Oh? The ornate calligraphy upon the letter turns into silken threads that float above the paper and weave into the shape of a familiar figure. Is it going to be that guy that we saw in Zwillingstone? Or is it going to... It is! Yay! Ramon, a lich who has long resided in Lifanion. It appears he is now the first scribe of the liches. Hologram magic, yeah! It seems that the arts practiced by the liches of Lifanion have seen some stylistic changes. Oh, he appears rather excited. Why is there only image but no sound? Well, the Lich Envoy did suggest to me that he was rather vexed with refining his master's words, but never did I imagine he would simply erase all the sound. The epitome of, are you even listening to what I'm saying? Mm-hmm, yes, totally. Fucking hell. Are you enjoying the story so far? At the moment, a lot funnier than I was expecting it to be. POV when you start the stream but you forgot to unmute the microphone. When someone is absolutely yapping and you just completely tone them out, but they actually said something that you were supposed to remember. In short, Fremont apologizes on behalf of the liches. They are enthralled as ever by their quest for knowledge and are therefore unable to afford the distraction of making the long journey here. But if Kazdel were ever in need of their knowledge, they would happily throw wide the gates of their temple for the people that they have chosen. God. Can we do this more with, like, Kazdel at some point, just occasionally? I'm sure that with your abilities, your highness can understand Fremon's attitude on the matter from his image alone. To me, it appears as though he is sensitive to drastic change, and has always been this, and has always been his wont. Won't? Hmm? Ah yes, there is another letter from Fremont, one addressed directly to the general. Might I remind you, Lakamama, that you are nobody's messenger. You have not yet expressed where the Banshee Court stands. I assumed that we had reached an understanding in the course of our reminiscing yesterday. The Banshees will not participate. We are still recovering from the wounds inflicted by the past war. Perhaps other Sarkaz will castigate us for this, rather. But all present should know that since that war, the elegies have yet to cease in our valley, and we had suffered grievous losses. If Kazdel calls on the aid of the Banshees once more, then I will give the same promise as Fremont. The Banshees will be there. But until that day, you will find us willing but unable. Naturally, I myself will render what little assistance I am able to give from this day onwards. That's more than we could ask for. Thank you, Lakamama. You are welcome, Your Highness. You know where I stand. For the past 100 years, I have always stood by the decisions you have made. So basically, at this point, the Banshees are Spain circa 1939. I can only hope that your brother does not blame us for watching from the sidelines. he is quite, he is sort of glaring there a bit. Next, Lord Nezsalem, the Naxare King. You were once the leader of the War Council and the mentor of Teresis and I. What is your opinion on these many proposals? Where do the other council members that you represent stand on the matter? Have you discussed them with the Damazti cluster, or Damazti cluster rather? They have long since taken root in Kazdel, under many different names and faces. We have had many conversations over the years, and they have no objections. Then I have no objections of my own. Your Highness need not worry about the bureaucratic hurdles, policy imperfections, or enforcement mechanisms. Where I stand is also where the other members of the council stand. We all know what we truly long for. A turnabout, a change, a banner. Go, do as you will. We will, Naxara King. I promise you that. I trust this stagnant and dulled war can take on a new form in your hands. I notice you have not said a word this entire meeting. Sanguinarch of the vampires. God, I would slap him if it wouldn't cut my hand on his jawline. I hate this vampire twinkle with every fibre of my soul. Literally the same. To take the War Council and the century of history behind it, and sweep it onto the gutter alongside the exalted, heroic age, and what little triumphs within. Is that the General's decision? It is our decision. Speak your mind. Oh god, why did they have to give him an equally annoying name? Speak your mind, Daffy Duck. Lowers his gaze. Oh, okay, he's a bit too much of a coward then. Teresa's white skirt is mottled with many a blackened bloodstain. The Sanguinarch is highly attuned to such matters. He senses the blood of the lowly, the foul stench of fallen descendants, and the murky taint of royal court members who willingly debased themselves. I thank your Highness for purifying the filthy blood that I so abhor in my stead. But never have I needed to hide my requests behind honeyed words, such as it has been for every king in the past, and so it will be for you. The military commission is merely an attempt to hide Sarkaz's witchcraft and blood behind a more modern and efficient name. Truth be told, I feel like this is insignificant. More than insignificant, it is simply not necessary. You reject the proposal? On behalf of the Vampire Court. Dark glances at Teresis, but Teresis remains indifferent to him. Time has left almost no trace on the mixed blood Sarkaz. He stands steadfast by Teresa's side, the same nameless warrior who stood by the seamstress a century ago. Two Semitic words, Duke, to crumble, and Aramaic, obsolete from Dakar to pierce. Okay. Both are sort of destructive. And which, while literally meaning Lion of God, that synonymous with hero is the name of an angel in the Book of Enoch. Oh yeah, Ariel. Hence the name meaning crumbled hero, crumbled angel. Yeah, fair. That's quite good, actually, yeah. I do like that they are going with things like, you know, Semitic, Hebrew, Aramaic, Arabic was mentioned before. It's definitely fitting because that is what I pictured the Sarkaz to be. Because, you know, with the Sancta being Latin, it just sort of made sense. So it's nice that they're sort of leaning into that a little bit more, it seems. His eyes never fall on the vampire. Not a rejection, no. I am merely expressing some minor frustrations about the meeting. You are great and powerful, all of you are. How long has it been since so many members of the royal court have gathered here in Kazdel? My only gripe is I can't roll my R's. Even though... Well, no, it's rarely ever done in Britain. It's only the really posh people that do that. But if I could roll my R's, I would definitely do it for this motherfucker. Not to mention that it was you who defeated that foolish coalition in the prior age and wrestled the future into your own hands, before personally establishing the War Council. And now you wish to personally change this council. Why? Look about you, at the other dignitaries in this chamber. Ah yes, all of the others. There's so many royal court members in this chamber. There's so many of them. It's practically filled up this massive room with royal court members. I declare his name to be Hans Dieter Klaus. You have long reached a consensus. The only obstacle to your military commission is myself and the vampires. You would foist some ridiculous title upon me before forcing all vampires to bow down to your commission. When did you learn this political trickery that those Victorians and Lifanians so love? Why not just take my head here and now and slaughter the vampires within the city's walls? You know what? They really should have. This meeting was not convened to persecute anyone. Persecute, rather. Where did I get persecute from? Was it not? It was convened to discuss how to bring Kazdel into a new age. A new age? In that so-called Age of the Six Heroes, the songs loved to praise what I saw was bloodthirst and violence. I had thought that when I arrived in Kazdel, I would be greeted with the sound of... Lish? I know that makes a sh sound, because that's like Czech, or maybe also other languages in the region. But I don't know how I would pronounce that. Like, I want to say Lish, but it's probably not. Wailing. But what did I see instead? I saw the coalition routed, witchcraft enough to cover the land and fill the skies, crushed the enemy front. The power of the Sarkaz shook the earth. I felt amazement. I felt excitement. Spurred by my passion, I took the head of the Lifanian envoy who had orchestrated the coalition and offered it to the War Council. Neslim. That war was the true beginning of the New Age. I thought you would agree with me. Have you too succumbed to the schemes and politics, and shut your ears to the echoes of the Abyss? The Abyss has no place for you, Duck. I know it's Duke, but still. Do not drag me into your tantrum. Ooh, yes. My apologies. But I am curious, what position did they offer the esteemed Sarkaz Master of War in the military commission, well, probably a war commission, that has rendered even you so short-sighted? All I await is the next war. And what war will that be? If it pleases you, Your Highness. If it pleases you, Your Highnesses. You wanna have it, bro? Come and have a go, you think you're hard enough? It really just said, like, with your permission, Your Highness, I would like to fuck up this twink. Oi, bruv, you want to get fucking shanked, mate? Okay, I like Naxxia King. Come, Duke. And we'll show you. Teresa nods her head in silent approval. Oh, okay, they're even okay with it. They're just like, yeah, fuck it up. The King of Sarkaz's emotions envelop the entire chamber and all the members of the royal court. Through the king's eyes, they see ruination and grief. Damn, I cast depression. Oh, hey, look, it's Chernobog and... Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, yep, there we go. Oh, there was actually... Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Is that going to auto? No, it doesn't. Okay. They see century-old order that the Gaulish Empire so painstakingly maintained within the core region, obliterated by the combined forces of Ursus, Victoria, and Lithanian. They see Lignon, the capital of the world. I suppose it'll be Lignon there. Oh, I fucking hate French. The capital of the world, doomed to never again appear on the map of terror. You know, there's at least 3 countries in the real world that wished that happened to Paris, including France itself. Those present recall the campaign that reduced Kazdel to dust. A walk in the dust? But it's not over yet. An even further future, an even further fantasy, an even further possibility. It is no longer a story to reflect upon. Rather, it is a speculation, a deduction, a prediction, and a verdict. But none question it, for all possibilities must be treated equally, even for the one they see. And its ending is equally significant and indisputable as any other. It is a change, a turning point in history, a divergence of fate. A crucial war looms on the horizon. It will span from now into the distant future, impacting every Sarkaz and all of Terra. I feel like this is not referring to Victoria in that, though. Because it says that it spans into the distant future. All present has seen their positions in that war. The roles that they wish to play. It did say distant future, right? Yeah. You should understand now, vampire. You should understand what these visions mean. Or perhaps you have begun to grow weak and feeble, as Yish in the short span of 100 years. You were once a warrior. Oh, is that his title as the Sanguine Arch? Because that would make sense given vampires do come from Central and Eastern Europe. I cannot deny that. But are you saying that a new and reborn Kazdel requires the royal court to relinquish its former authority? Oh, previous Sarkaz. Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, yeah, I forgot about that. Hello, Dragdoon. There is... Oh, interesting. Ah, okay, yeah. Close, but not quite. The new Kazdel will no longer require the Royal Court's former authority. We will be more modern, more efficient, Duke. Or Duke Ariel. How can the Sarkaz speak of unity while you continue to indulge in your noble bloodlines? Will it come from the rule of that royal court? You may still rule over your own court, and maintain the power and prestige you held among the Sarkaz, but the Vampire Court must yield to the military commission. No, I haven't finished chapter 13, but I could have swore that's been mentioned already. Wasn't it mentioned in, like, chapter 12 or 11? Or maybe I read something earlier that I wasn't supposed to read and already, because it's familiar to me. I promise you this, in Teresa's name. When the age that you witnessed comes, Kazdel will no longer be a single dot upon the map. It was once more than just a city. And so it shall be more again. Yeah, I think I'm like nearly halfway through. I think I'm like on stage 10 or 11 out of 21. It's just so much stuff keeps coming in the way of it that I just don't like. It's sort of reached a point now where the main story becomes the side because all of these new ones I have to do within a time limit. It seems I have spoken out of turn. Please continue, Your Royal Highness Teresa. The aftermath of the ongoing conflict, enough to reshape current power dynamics, will engulf us all. It may come in 50 years, in 10, or perhaps even tomorrow. Well, 50 was actually more accurate. Yeah, there's quite a few people playing it now. I was pleasantly surprised to see Georgia still playing it because her streams were coming up on my recommended and then just disappeared one day, and I thought I thought it stopped. So then it appeared again and it was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Kazdel cannot escape it. Damasty and I both saw the visions of the campaign that will destroy Lignon. High-efficiency command systems made possible by Originium arts, high-speed battleships that can break through front lines, maneuver tactics that can mobilize entire legions. New advancements are applied to the battlefield as we speak. Ah, okay, that makes sense. I still need to play Limbus. Their capacity for destruction is surpassing our innate instinct rooted in our bloodlines. I mean, this is basically like kind of like mirroring the lead up to World War I, really. I mean, I know technically the Battle of the Four Emperors is Napoleon and all that, but their talk of like how quickly things are gearing up is actually more what happened after that and then leading up to World War One, where they thought it was going to be much the same and then it ended up not, and it created a massive stalemate because, well, they had all these weapons and that and they just couldn't get to each other. And then it wasn't until World War II afterwards that completely broke through that and changed war entirely. She definitely had inspiration taken from that, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of there right from the beginning of the act, of the first part of the act, where the Victorian soldiers were in a more World War One styled outfit. Like, right from the get-go, it felt like the whole thing was going to be something along those lines. And then when they did start fighting the Sarkaz, they even mentioned trenches and such. Their capacity for just... Oh yeah, I read that bit. What worries me more is the fact that we will still find fellow Sarkaz among the countless casualties of war. Gaul employed royal court casters, and the liches in Lithanian are killing each other in battle, while a certain Rendigo is spilling the blood of his fellow Sarkaz to prove his loyalty to the Ursine Tsar. As for the Sarkaz mercenaries sent to the front lines as arts fodder, they won't even be counted in any nation's casualty statistics. The Sarkaz massacre one after another in wars we have no stake in. Yeah, that was Patriot, yeah. Regarded as disposable goods to be abandoned without care by the leaders of those wars. Was Patriot technically a Sarkaz king? Or was there no Wendigo Sarkaz king by this point? And Patriot is just one of the Wendigos. I can never remember if it was mentioned or not. He should be not infected at this point since he is still serving Ursus. Yeah. For the sake of keeping pace with these changes, the Sarkaz must once again gather around the furnace, and if necessary, the power to dominate the war must lie in our hands. Patriot is not a royal. Okay. I wasn't sure. Because I know there isn't a Wendigo royal court member, but I wasn't sure if, you know, there was anything else. Dresses looks to Teresa, waiting for her opinion. But Teresa does not speak, her eyes placid as before. We will plunder the other nations and wrest their most profound secrets from them. We were once the proud Tikaz, forced to become the Sarkaz and derided as devils. Because the Outlanders feared us, it is an ancient fear rooted deep in their hearts. Let us remind them, let us show all of Terra our history and legends that have been either forgotten or falsified. The Sarkaz are not weak. We do not need others to save us from our fate. On the contrary, we will dictate the fate of Terra, dictate how this land should move forward. The details of our plan have been delivered to all present through the runic arts of the Banshees. Duke Ariel, do you still hold doubt? No. Exceptional work, Teresis. Set aside a seat on the military commission for the Crimson Court. It appears our Naxara king has not yet grown addled with age, but as to whether or not he could usher in such a grand feast. Warriors need not die in a blaze of glory. That is the vulgarity only chased by those who seek flame. Oh, I nearly forgot you were still there, Lakamama. I have made myself abundantly clear from the start, Prince Dukariel. I need only silently observe your enthusiastic attempt at self-expression. How pitiful it is to look upon such a shabby little court. I will cherish your elegies. Then this I promise you. When death comes for you, the Lords of the Banshees will sing you an elegy, delivered to you by the night wind. I want to see Logos perform that for him as he dies, for the vampire as he dies. I feel like that should be a great bit of foreshadowing. Set aside your chatter for another time. It seems their highnesses still have matters to discuss. The other members of the War Council will wish to know their decisions. Dukayo, Lakaram, and you, Damasti, disguised outside the door with me. Ha! just look over to the Damasti like you thought you were slick. My mother told me to dunk on you when you die, yes. You're just like, in his last dying breath, the Vampire King just hears, just hears, wah wah wah, just played on the bone flute. The Naxxra King nods his head towards Teresa. The other two members of the royal court do not bid the king farewell. They simply follow the Naxxra King out of the chamber. After the meeting's end, Teresa stays by Teresa's side, standing silently. He knows that she will be expecting an answer from him. You never mentioned that you would announce the plans for war to the royal court. You did not refute me either. Would I have been able to refute anything? You were well aware of what I think. If you wanted to argue against any of it, you would have done so a few years ago. For now, I have them by the reins. But it's not just them. This entire city hungers for war. I will prevent matters from heading down the worst possible path, lest the prospects of terror's continued existence become infinitesimally small. You must be quick about it. I swear, if this entire fight between the two of them was simply because Teresa's thought that time ran out, I'll be annoyed. I will. What does Fremon's letter say? As Teresis opens the envelope, the writing vanishes before his eyes. Yet, the message has already etched itself indelibly into his mind. He has surmised what would transpire during that meeting rather accurately. He has given his opinion on some matters alongside a reminder. Do not place all your coming hopes in one basket. The nomadic city of Kazdel. I don't know, I just find that so funny. You with that babble? Ha! Don't count on the military commission to look after you all. We're here to help you. Help us? My parents died at the hands of you Lifanians. You got some nerve. What, not scared of me? We knew what to expect when we came here. Just needs some getting used to. Besides, our captain warned us not to agitate the locals. If you're looking down on me... Eh? The hell is this? Let me go. Oh. Oh. Welcoming wave. Hi, welcome to Chili's. Sorry. Do not harm him, but make him leave. Dr. Calcit? Damn, I was hoping for a new outfit. I said not to deviate from our planned route, even if it is to treat the wounded along the way. Sorry, Dr. Calcit. No matter, you handled it well. We've reached our destination. Welcome to Babel. Yeah, you're right. Monster did kind of toss a bitch at one point. Or I suppose technically... I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if after a while their attitude did sort of switch to that, and it did reach a point where don't harm him did sort of mean bash him around a little bit. Babel office, Kazdel. This is actually looking quite nice compared to what it was like outside. I think Monster enjoys his job. He definitely does. Like, I have seen so much wit come from a monster that doesn't speak. It's almost like Gromit from Wallace and Gromit. Like, no voice lines, but so much, like, personality just from their actions. Did you manage to retrieve all our stray colleagues? I was about to say strange colleagues. Yes, all is well with them. The construction of Babel's facilities is proceeding smoothly. The school that you were looking forward to is already complete. Yet I heard that the unbeatable Council had not long ago been turned down, perhaps even kicked out. I did not see... Sorry, something went down my throat. I did not see such a direct refusal, foresee rather. I'm not surprised at all, to be honest. To many Sarkaz, the invitation of the king is barely worth the paper it's printed on. Accurate old world voice. On the other hand, I probably had verbal. On the other hand, our connections with Sargon and Rimbilliton have delivered good news. As for Colombia, some scientists have proposed a technology exchanging program. They have their eyes on the ancient Sarkaz witchcraft, while we have need of their latest mobile farms. I mean, this is looking really great. It'll be interesting to see how this all collapses within the span of a couple of years, if not that. It took us centuries of effort to share an equal dialogue with these powers. The results speak for themselves. You are creating new history, Teresa. Thank you, Calcit. I suppose technically, from the perspective of the outside world, this is the monarchy that they would be willing to negotiate with. Then that sort of civil war happens, Teresis comes in charge instead, and all the powers will just pull out, which is literally what happens in the real world. Like, when the legitimate government sort of gets kicked out in replace of a new government or new leader, and the rest of the world that had dealings have just immediately pull out. That's what I'm assuming happens, because clearly this doesn't happen now. Oh, a vampire technician. Yoink! Yeah. But can I tell you... Oh, but I can tell you've had a lot on your mind recently. The military commission has been formally established. Babel's existence will spark yet another near irreconcilable conflict in Kazdel. Our staff comes from different races and nations. How should they live alongside the Sarkaz? If your efforts to soothe enmity and prejudice instead become a fuse to spark conflict anew, what does your highness plan to do? Die, apparently. If we cannot eliminate prejudice and hatred within the walls of Kazdel, how can Babel hope to achieve equality for the Sarkaz throughout all of Terra? There will be members of the military commission posted to Babel soon. They will ensure the safety of our people. This will also serve as a warning to some. Babel is backed by both Teresis and me. Does not seem convinced. Oh, right. Did I ever tell you how I met a Sancta messenger, Calcit? Oh, there we go. Strange. The Sancta do not generally dare approach the borders of Kazdel. Was this why your highness disappeared this afternoon? I was about to say, yeah, okay, that's the second time this messenger has been mentioned. I wonder if we see them. Was it that obvious? I thought Lakamama had me covered. The Lord of the Banshee is clearly tried, but judging from the result, she isn't the best pick for clerical work. Well, what of the Sancta messenger? He was getting water from the river, and we struck up a conversation. We chatted about many things. History, peace, hatred. Who is this messenger? Like, this is probably by far the most peaceful contact between any Sarkaz and the Sancta. Like, as long as he doesn't turn out to be Miss Outcast. I mean, I feel like they would know that it's Outcast. Oh, well, not know that it's Outcast. I feel like they would know that it's a woman. Because they clearly refer to him as a he, and unless it's, like, completely covered with masks and such, like, I personally think it might have been Evangelista. It may be. That would be really cool if it did turn out to be the case. What intrigues me more is to see the progress of relationships between Sancta and Sarkaz leading up to Enfield. Yeah. Our viewpoints did not align on most things, but I could sense in his wisdom and intelligence beyond his years. Oh. It might not be Evangelista, because Evangelista would already be relatively old. Although then again... No, it would be relatively old. It'd be funny if it turns out to be that, oh god, what's his name from, Guide Ahead? The guy, the technically the villain, but he's also isn't really the villain. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if it was Zach, because he was open to Sancta and Sarkaz being together. And Dwayne, yeah. Like, that would be an interesting one as well. I don't know if that's correct, though. I don't know if Anduin would be too young at this time. But, like, you know, it could be there. Or someone part of Anduin's, you know, circle. Like, maybe someone from before. The priest from Siracusa. That could also be an option. There's a lot of people that we know of, and it could also be someone completely different, so... But it's like, it'll be interesting, because there are some that absolutely would be having this. This is like 70 years before Guide Ahead, right? That's why I was wondering... The messenger came to Kazdel to deliver a stream deck. Ando's a bit too young for that. Yeah, I think the thing is, I'm not sure how the ages work for the Sancta, because I don't know if they look young but not, because, you know, Teresa and Teresis are quite old, and so are some of the other Sarkaz, and the Sancta come from the Sarkaz, so they should have a relatively long life as well. But so I don't know how the years work. I've read a bit. He had thoughts concealed within his heart, ones even he did not know of. And so, you used the power of the King of Sarkaz on a Sancta. I simply wished to know what this fated encounter meant. And what did it mean? It's still hard to say, but while I was looking at his soul, I felt that perhaps we are not so alone, Calcit. Sancta seems to age faster than the Sarkaz, but still relatively old. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right, Les. Evangelista is sort of like 90-ish. So he's looking pretty good for his age. Too much sugar consume. Honestly, it would be funny if that was like the canon reason. Many on this land are doing all they can to pursue hope. Hopes big and small. Hopes bright and beautiful. Ugh, that hurt. Are these people nuts or something? I just wanted to get a few nice things for myself. Never even heard of any babble. He steadies himself against the wall, gasping for air as his vision begins to blur. Fatigue floods his limbs, weighing him down. Through his blurred vision, he sees another in front of him fall to the crazed attacker's blades. He knows he'll be next. I refuse to die here. It's you or me, you bastards. Out of my way. He uses the last of his strength to barrel his way out. but the only resistance he meets is solid ground. All he sees is black. Are you alright? Were you trying to save me just now? There's so much blood. Why does it feel like I'm the one saving you? Hold on, I'll bring you to Babel. Our doctors can help you. I'm still alive. Who would have thought that those lunatics would decide to attack an innocent bystander in broad daylight to get at Babel? I don't know how the others are faring. Hey, stay with me. I still need to know your name. I'm... good luck. Huh? For the first time, he regrets giving himself this name.
Very well done, Doctor.
That was the first stage. Fucking hell, that was a long... Like, I know I was talking quite a bit through it as well, but still... Oh, fucking hell, let's go straight to a tutorial, okay. Kazdelian combat drill. That is... Okay, I guess that makes sense. I always said Kazdelish, but I suppose Kazdelian works. Learn to fight in the nomadic city of Kazdel. Oh god. The first two stages are long. Okay. Let me see if I can get through both of them then. Transverse plate. Deploying operators requires the assistance of nearby operators. Oh, that sounds awful. It featured Cal and the vampire twat, would you expect? Fair enough. Okay, let me guess. If I put someone here, a tile here opens up. As in, like, it becomes a tileable. It becomes a tile you can place, or a placeable tile. Hey, words. Okay, no one knew. You can actually ignore the gimmick for the most part, not quite. You know the game with the cats needing to work together and sometimes they tie together? Oh, the one that makes everyone rage. Yeah, I've been thinking of getting that game. Oh, damn, I like this music. Wait, is this the same one as before? Yeah, no, it has to be the same one as before. I just didn't realise the start. Instructor Doberman, instructions for further action, please. Stop saying instructions a lot. Instructor Doberman. I'm fine. Let's get started with today's training mission. Be wary of the hollows in the ground. Yes, that seemed to lead straight to the pits of Tartarus. The nomadic city of Kazdel is far from structurally sound, and employs numerous transverse plates to fix itself together. Oh yeah, you're right. I basically just laughed over the soundtrack at first. Operators cannot be directly deployed to these transverse plates and need operators deployed on regular tiles to provide assistance. Wow, it's so high up here. Instructor Doberman, are you okay? You look... Oh, she's afraid of heights. I'm fine. Begin the exercise. I'm sorry, I just love them so much. They're so funny. Hostile spotted, moving at high speed towards the objective point. Jessica, stay calm. Cruz, get to your deployment point, then press the stabilizer chain next to me. Eh?
I won't sleep on the job.
Oh. Oh, okay. So it doesn't open up the tile, but as long as you're within reach, you're fine. Is this the stabilizer chain instructor? Yes, what do you think it is? Yes, shattered transverse plates are found all over Kazdel. Without stabilizer chains, operators won't be able to engage in combat like usual. Stabilizer chains are custom equipment for improving combat conditions. When an operator is deployed to a transverse plate, the last operator deployed within a certain range will throw one stabilizer chain to them, ensuring stability. The enemy seems to be slowed by the chain. That's right, stabilizer chains can also apply special effects on enemies as a form of defense. Oh, okay, so I could sort of just like have chains all over a lane based on placement. But remember, an operator can only hold up to 2 stabilizer chains at once.
I'll definitely prove myself this time.
Okay, but that's fine though. This chain's going to... Okay, so Shiz... Okay. she just did the yeah, she peaced out. She literally just did the vine. She just that was so fucking sudden. Like, I need you to understand, I literally blinked as she disappeared, so she was just not there. Alright, the next exercise should be improvised combat. Guess I'll retreat for now as planned. Truth, wait, we're still linked! Truth, Jessica, stay close. Remember what the exercise is about. Always be mindful of your teammates' status. Why does it have to be so high? Deep breaths, 5 more seconds. Now, based on what you've learned, what should you do when your two mates are in danger? I know, Instructor Doberman. You didn't immediately fall into the transverse plate when you lost your stability chain. Instead, you gained a status unsteady. Not there. Okay.
In position.
Well done, Fang. Okay. But she's too far away from... Yeah. I feel like it... Oh, okay, no, it's fine. I feel like I should have put her there, but it probably didn't do anything anyway.
I really did it? I managed to protect everyone by myself?
I like this. I like this, artwork. I don't remember seeing it before. Okay. I think I'll do one more, even though it will be very late for me. That's her E2 art. Okay. I don't have her as E2 yet, do I? That might be why. Yeah, that's why. Fang is a ground unit, and that was a ranged spot. Oh, I should have looked at the event cards. I only just saw that bit. Okay, so... Well, the ranged tile could link the ground tile, so I assumed that the ground tile would be able to link the ranged one as well. Unless the ranged one can only do both because it's higher up. I don't know. 26 years ago, autumn 1068. Oh no, I wasn't thinking of placing Fang there. I meant placing Fang the tile below where I placed her. I thought that might have had the range. But it probably didn't. Because otherwise, if it did have the range, then Doberman would have had the range anyway. Oh no, because it would have attached to Doberman and Doberman would have attached to her. I don't know. They do, but it was to show you what happens if you don't link them again. Oh, okay. Wasserland, Lifanian. I'm going to assume that says Waterland. How do you like this this piece, rather? Yes? Nice. Like an energetic child waking through slumber, rushing out the door to enjoy the fruits of life to the fullest. It was the Kurfürst who wrote it, inspired by His Holiness's visit to Wasserland, where he was still a messenger for Laterano. Oh, maybe it was the maybe it was the Pope then, because that was in 1030 or 1030 something. Wow. The young enthusiastic future pontiff told children about all that he has seen. The ocean that Iberia watches over, the city of Athenius. I nearly said Atlantis. When, oh, okay, so they have Athens, where Minoan myth and machination exists in equal measure. And a passing mention of Kazdel, the city of sin, the whereabouts of which are unknown. The Kurfürst was there, and he was fascinated by His Holiness's descriptions. The first draft of this work was in fact written at that time, but the Kurfürst was not satisfied. Even after many years of revisions, the final draft is yet to be completed. Now count how many times Kurfürst is mentioned. Better yet, take a shot every single time Kurfürst is mentioned. Until recently, our scouts located the elusive nomadic city of the Devils and sent back photos. Gazing upon the enormous tracks left behind by the city, the Kurfürst found the missing element in the music: ferocity. With that, the work was complete. You found Kazdel? Yes, the Kurfürst was astonished to find that the destiny of the work was intertwined with the cities. I understand the reason the Kurfürst chose to present this piece on the eve of my return to Laterano. However, unlike his predecessors, His Holiness had no intention of initiating offensive action against the Sarkaz. He is not interested in putting the sinless on trial without cause. I'm afraid I must disappoint the Kurfürst. The city itself is of no concern to the Kurfürst. He is far more interested in His Holiness's opinion of the piece. Please, send His Holiness the Kurfürst's warmest regards. We have a response from Syracusa. Only a few of the Familia have agreed to participate in the action. Their men will rendezvous with the fleet soon. I can't believe Laterano rejected us. Inform the Syracusans to move quickly. We must mop up the city before the other Kreiser can react. Take Kazdel before another Kurfürsten can. Do not repeat the mistake we made at Gaul and miss another opportunity. Okay, so they're trying to take Kazdel, which is strange, but okay. Crisis Circles. Okay. Scar Market, Kazdel. It amazes me how tall this guy is. Like, every time I don't expect him to take up the entire screen. I like Lifanians. You always bring so much business. And it's smart that you disguise yourselves as a prisoner in a smuggling crew, rather than flying the banner of a messenger. Now tell me what you want, before I lose my patience. Trade, muscle for hire, intel. The Scar Market has everything you need. I wonder if the Witch King ever... Well, maybe not the Witch King specifically, but like... I wonder if the Lifanian nobles ever got slaves from the Scar Market, you know, like infected ones. Because they used to use the infected as weapons and power amplifiers. Corporation, esteemed leader. We don't have a fixed price for cooperation. Are you sure your Kurfürst can pay my price? Don't you want to know what we're asking for first? There's nothing that money cannot buy here, Caprine. What about Kazdel? Go on. The Kurfürst wants you to sabotage the city's propulsion system, nothing else. The down payment is in the safe that you took from the caravan. The Kurfürst will discuss the rest of the payment with you in Kazdel. I admire your boldness. Let me express my good faith with a little glimpse into the future for you. The nomadic city of Kazdel. Kazdel. Take your things and scram, Lifanian. Are you trying to poison me? Well, these are just suppressants. You'll need to take them on the battlefield. The warships that surround us came from Lifanian. Outsiders like you must have led them here. I don't have an explanation. I know you're taking your son with you into battle. He could use the medicine. Keep your hands off my son. What's the commotion? Are you out of your mind? She's a babble doctor. Are you okay? I'm fine. He wasn't really trying to hurt me. I wonder if this is the same person that saved him earlier. Good luck. You married a babble woman. Oh, okay, it is. Oh, damn, good on you. And now you've become a shill for the invaders. God, they're really using that word now, are they? They'll be the death of you, I guarantee it. Oh, there we go. Third red flag of the season. And many of us are also pained by the impending war. We've requested to join you on the front lines. Oh, ain't got anything to say about that now, are you? Lunatics. Who knows what schemes you have on the front line? You'll get yours in the end. Give me the medicine. I'll distribute it. They're ready to leave. Go meet up with them. I'll take care of things here. Good luck. Your son... I didn't let him leave. If the Lifanians want to force us into a catastrophe, it's safer for him to be in the lower level shelters in the city. Relax, Doctor. People have made it through catastrophes in the past. Maybe we'll have, you know, good luck. Oh, it's the furnace. I was going to say, if that was like the burning city, then maybe they didn't. No, it's just a furnace. The furnace has burned for more than a century. War, catastrophe, migration, exile, all the suffering since the T-Kaz era has not extinguished the hatred of the Revenants. The Sarkaz have seen many Kazdels through the ages. The memory of yesterday may be unrecognizable by tomorrow. But the soul furnace has been a constant for this generation of Sarkaz. Home is where the soul furnace is. I don't remember that saying. Do you think you can roast marshmallows on top of the furnace? What does the marshmallow taste like? Hatred. And paprika for some reason. Kazdel. The furnace has not burned like this for many years. I can hear the cries of the revenants even from here. Soon, this city will charge headlong into a catastrophe. All we need to do is hold out until Neslim's reinforcements arrive, until Kazdel once again passes through the catastrophe. They thought we would cower. They tried to assume our faults with their conception of common sense. It was so 170 years ago, as it is so now. God damn it, Speedy, I forgot that person was called Paprika. I just tried to think of a spice. My marshmallows taste like the souls of the damned and vanilla. Why did that make me think of, oh, what's it called? Like, so what do you like? The souls of the innocent. A bagel. No! 2 bagels. Arrogant and laughable fools who never took the time to truly understand us. What fate do you think awaits this city, Teresis? To be honest, the chances that it survives are slim. Kazdel was immobilized the last time we braved a catastrophe. It took us a decade just to get it moving at full speed again. And the forests of crystals in the mines and on the walls could never be removed, ruining years of our plans for the city. I don't know if the city can survive another ordeal like that, much less one that's even worse. Good luck rarely comes twice. Oh, maybe if you put some more effort in and he will. Sorry, that was a terrible joke to make. I believe in the city, Teresis. Not because of luck. Tell that to his wife. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that thought it. But because we built this city on rock and roll. Sorry. And I won't give up on it. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Sorry. The story of this city does not end here, Your Highness. I may not be able to see its future clearly, but there is one thing I can say for sure. The city continues to exist into the distant future. No one can say, however, if it will be a sanctuary of hope or a ghost city of the dead. Scarai, have you not grown tired of the ambiguous words of your kind? And need I remind you that no amount of mercenaries can ensure your safety in this city? There is no deceiving your highnesses, of course. The size difference. Like the fact that I looked up and then I immediately looked back down in order to see her. Built this city on rock and stones. That's more Deep Rock Galactic. Kazdel's doors are open to every Sarkaz, but you'd better have a good reason to set foot in this city with your mercenaries at a time like this. I was made an offer most difficult to refuse. Oh, calm down, they were from Lithanian, not Sugakuza. Which obliged me to enter the city to seek an audience. What is that you're carrying? This? Something insignificant. Oh, I mean someone. The Lithanians wanted me to sabotage Kazdel. I have been away from my kin for many years, but as your highness has said, Kazdel is the root of all Sarkaz. So I felt that I had to deliver this Lifanian with my own hands in order to prove my innocence. What are you thinking? Exactly as I have said. What can I possibly hide from the King of Sarkaz? Yeah, like, that's a nice deal, bro. Let me peek into the future. Yikes, bro. Get in the bag. But if you're not interested in my gift of good faith, then I see no need to carry it with me anymore. It's heavy after all. He casually casts the bag into the furnace, where it is incinerated in an instant. Without a sound. The furnace is always an impressive sight, no matter how many times one sees it. Can you even see through your mask? Your Highness need not pity him. He should have foreseen the risks when he approached the Scar Market. I trust Lifanian was not miserly with its terms. Eh? It's simple, Your Highness. I prefer immediate payment over empty promises, but more importantly, I don't work for the losing side. Are you predicting our victory? It wasn't who I saw. It wasn't who I saw it. It was the Cyclops who left the prophecy 1,000 years ago. I'm simply betting that your highnesses are the protagonists of the prophecy. Regardless, the safest business of the Scar Market is with your highnesses. It will keep businesses flowing for at least for the next 50 years or so. Is that not so, your highness? You're clever. Prophecy doesn't bring victory, but we can. Bring your mercenaries, we're moving out. The crowd stirs. The Sarkaz procession leaving the city is quiet, except for the occasional clang of weapons and equipment. Their silence is rooted in the knowledge of the fate that awaited them beyond the city's gate. They wrap banners torn from the walls around their waists, or clutch originium spikes chopped from the streets as makeshift weapons. Each has their own ritual to remember the city that they may never return to. Mom? Dad? Where are you? Dad? Mom? People really need to watch their kids. They can't be allowed to run wild. Ouch. Careful. Thank you. Where did you come from? Are you also leaving the city? You'll fall if you're not careful. Recognize him? Motherfucker! Yeah, I recognize him. I'm looking for my mum and dad. Are you going out too? Yes, I'm going to the battlefield. Recognize both of them. I refuse to believe that's who I think it is. I know who that one is. I refuse to believe who the other one is. Are you looking for your mum and dad there too? Can I come with you? No, I'm by myself. Why are you going out then? Because I don't want to hide in the city. I want to fight the people who are doing bad things to us. That's what my parents told me before They left. I want to fight too, but Mom and Dad wouldn't let me go. I tried to sneak out and got a beating when they found out. But I don't want to be away from Mum and Dad. It's the point where I find out this is... Well, okay, I'm going to go on a limb and assume Good Luck and Babel Woman is the parent, because they already mentioned beforehand that they forced his son to stay in the city. Of course, it could also be completely random. I think I know who it is, though, but I don't want to say it. I refuse to say it. We'll go together then, and find your mum and dad. But there'll be a lot of bad people out there. Are you scared? You're not scared. Mum and dad aren't scared. I'm not scared either. The disheveled child pumps his fist to show courage, but his trembling betrays him. The older child knows that the young boy does not fully understand what is happening outside the city. But the young boy knows something simple but true. Bad guys should be chased away. Families should stay together. So he takes the boy's hand and joins the procession. How do we find your parents when we're out there? They work for Babel. They have a picture of the tower on their clothes. Babel, I know that place. Are you from Babel too? No, I grew up in a military commission institution. I guess I'm from the military commission. Damn, okay, so he was really there for his entire life. Military commission? What's that? Boy? A place that protects people, just like Babel. What's your dad's name? Let's squeeze our way to the front. Maybe they're up ahead. Good luck. Good luck? Yes, his good luck. I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at all. Fuck off! God damn it, how fast was that? Oh, I was so far in! I was so far into that fucking cutscene! Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, don't ask. It's an old username from back when I was like 12. The name that I have now is basically like nearly pretty much like nearly 2 decades worth of evolution.
Arknights.
Oh, I know. It's an honestly cringy name now. As an adult, it's like, ugh. Yes, your first username is always edgelordy. Oh no, yeah, it was. So, for reference, I've always had some sort of edgy name because playing. I always played video games like first person video games, and I was basically a camping little shit, but I saw it as like, you know, hiding in the darkness and catching people out, especially on Counter-Strike where the maps used to be quite dark. And so I always used names like Shadow Hunter, Dark Stalker, Dark Predator, stuff like that, and it just sort of stuck, and then it kept going, and then at some point it was like Dark Karma, then it was Karma's Shadow, and then Dark Karma again. So yeah, I've always been an edgy little shit. But I dropped the Predator pretty much the moment I was 18 because, you know, it's not really a good username to have on the internet. XX Assassin Stalker energy. On the bright side, I was never that. Okay, I'm just gonna speed through this myself now. There we go. Imagine it. Oh no, if it crashes now, I'm just ending the stream. Wasn't even that far in. That's the worst thing. That was the annoying bit. I thought I was so far in, but it was literally not. Anyway, yes, his good luck. Why are you laughing? Nothing. Let's shout his name. Maybe he'll hear you. Oh god. The two children squeeze forward in the procession, holding each other's hand, calling out good luck with their tiny voices. A few heads turn and sigh when they see young children and naive faces. You know, as much as I refuse to believe that the other boy is who I think it is, I kind of hope it is because I don't want any death flags in this particular group. Your Arknights demo is ended. Please install the whole game, jeez. Good luck. It is what they all need. Imagine using I Eat Poop as a Steam username as a protest for rejecting all the username candidates. Found out I can't change it 7 years later. Oh, yeah. On an evening in the autumn of 1068, the music playing in the Kurfürst of Wasserland study was interrupted by the sound of frantic knocking on the door. The fleet that was pursuing the magic city of Kazdel has broken off its pursuit. Those crazy devils charged straight into a catastrophe. It's only by sheer good luck that they got away. Years later, the Kurfürst of Wasserland still recounted the reason for his failure with palpable disdain. Yes? What was the reason? Okay. For a moment I thought it was going to crash again.
You people, I don't think I'll even remember your faces after this one. Anyway, let's just get started. Solid positioning.
Okay, these are going to be the slidey boys, aren't they? No, they're not. Okay. I'm fine with that. I mean, this is honestly not even... With my usual setup, there's literally no point in using the chains. And that's it, I'm done. The chains do help, though. I mean, I don't doubt it. It's just, like... Sorry, they always make me laugh. There is an enemy you need to be careful with. Okay. No, I know the chains also help to slow them down. It's just like... eh.
Doctor, leave the big...
Hello, Ayum. Temporary takes flight when blocked. Oh, so it's like or facing a stabilizer chain for the first time. It's like oh, what's his name? One of the bosses that does that. You fight them a lot in IS thingy. The one-time flight. Yeah, that's different though, because the boss that does that can do it multiple times, but after a certain period of time. So essentially what I'm just going to do then is do that. And so that they're always... It's funny though, that this is the second song that's sort of given me Shit. That was rude. That was just rude. Fucking caught me off guard at the very end. That was such a fucking sneaky little shit. It was. I just didn't expect the jetpack man to come out from there because none of them did. That was literally the last thing. Ah, I see what you mean now. Okay. How tiny we seem when we stand beside the tracks of this ship. Yes, it's so most impressive. It's a most impressive war machine. Look at the Leroy one, yeah. It's like in video games when you ignore the enemies and just get to the next quest marker. Yeah, that's what I tried to do. I tried to trigger it with a fast redeploy, but I didn't notice until the very end. With their bodies as barriers, the Naxxrae halted its advance at a tremendous cost. The Banshee's shrieks, powerful enough to shatter consciousness, only managed to force the Lifanians to retreat below deck. If not for the catastrophe and the rough terrain in this valley, we're so far behind and time is running out. Kazdel must have equally powerful weapons, if not more so. All our previous attempts have failed. A century ago, we believed we could build a nomadic city out of Kazdel, yet we did. Few believed. There we go. If we are to catch up to them now, we cannot afford to take the conventional path. We have word from the Damazti. The battleships on the horizon are slowing down. Have they given up? No, the Kurfürst's orders were to continue the pursuit, but the commander of the fleet ordered them to slow down. They're concerned about the catastrophes and the terrain. They've seen what happened to this ship. At the current rate, we can expect to engage them at dusk. We have bought enough time for Kazdel to retreat. Teresa looks back at the two storms entwining on the wastes, trying to catch a glimpse of the city. Yeah, they do kind of have the Warhammer Orc vibe, which is funny because later on, when they're fighting in Victoria, they feel more like Chaos. Not as in the actual Chaos demons, but like the Chaos soldiers, the heretics and such. Because honestly, looking at the war from the Victorian perspective, it really does seem like the Royal Guards fighting against the Chaos soldiers. Especially with all like the blood magic and that. She sees nothing. Where is Kazdel now? Is it still moving through the storm? Are the people in the shelters safe? The storms are converging. Our retreat has been cut off. A battle is inevitable. Teresis? I never thought I'd see you lose focus on the battlefield. What's that? That's... Ah yes, God himself has come down. The storms rage, the young taunting the old. Witness me. You can just hear the "be not afraid." The newborn storm slams into the dying storm to the war drums of thunder. Yeah, Nurgle is the Chaos Demon for, like, you know, pestilence and such. Roiling air currents clash and combine between the two storms. Violence begets peace, and a passage appears where the storms converge. Lightning flashes and thunder cracks. A path through the storm. The storm. Let's go, Teresa. The storm has given us a path. Those who survive through it will have another chance. We'll do it together. The Damasdi cluster passes their command to every Sarkaz present. The warriors see the leaders walk into the storm side by side and follow with no hesitation. Wait, did they just... Yeah, I was about to say, did they just Moses the storm apart? Like, they... Okay, I know no one in particular did it, or at least as far as I'm aware, but they basically just parted the Red Sea. And considering all the other references they've already made about the Sarkaz all the time, it's oddly fitting. I think it's just two storms in close proximity. Yeah, it's just really funny the way it's just been done like that. The warriors see... Yeah, I read that bit. The procession advances into the tempest, the strong supporting the weak, the brave encouraging the fearful. Nat 20 moment, yeah. Do you see that, Teresis? Within the roar of the tempest, they seem to hear the voice from the snowstorm in that childhood dream. They see the prophecy. The thin, cloaked figure turns at the sound of her voice and sees the storm-bound procession. Teresis sees a child, gilded by the setting sun, shrouds... Mist gilded by the setting sun, there we go, shrouded her shoulders, rising and blending with the shrieking winds above. And you can just hear in the distance, you just hear the song from Devil May Cry 5. Wait, did I read that bit? Yeah, I did. He takes off his gauntlet and stretches his bare hand into the mist. I love the two people there, like, I am the storm that is approaching. Anyway, the mist dissipates, and in his bloodied hand is a stone blade that the child is holding. You, grab. What are you doing here? Home. You came in home. The child wrestles the blade from Teresis' hand and points it again at Teresis, and then the possession behind him, There's no difference between man and beast to the child who grew up in the wastes. You want to kill me? Kill you. Nobody taught her how to speak. She simply emulates the sounds made by those who pass by. Tresses? Tresses looks down silently at the thin figure. Let me show you how to hold a knife. Oh, is this going to be Ascalon? You... The child hesitates for a moment before putting her knife in Tress's outstretched hand. It'd be funny if it's literally in his hand, as in, like, stabbed through. Me. You. Bring me. Tressis gazes into Teresa's eyes. Prophecy. A sword to slay the Regent King. A spear to pierce the royal ring. But they have never cared much for prophecy. Very well. Come with me. The home of the Sarkaz is not on the Barrens. I feel like that's a thing before, the person taking in the one to bring about the prophecy that ends them. I feel like that's happened in a couple of Greek myths, I think. Every Sith Lord. Well, yeah, that too. Do you have a name? Name me. From now on, you have a new name. Ascalon. Yeah, there we are. It's either, I don't know if it's like Ascalon or Ashalon or something like that, but I always say Ascalon because it just makes sense. 10 days later, the nomadic city of Kazdel. Someday it's going to be like the nomadic city of Kazdel, Lithanian. It's like, what? Look, Doctor, the furnace has been relit. The beacons of Minas Tirith. Sorry. It's moving. The city's finally moving. Ouch. Careful, your wounds might open again. Gondor's calling for aid, and Rohan will answer. Sorry. The nomadic city of Kazdel, Kreiswasserstadt. I probably butchered that. I've got to go to the furnace. The furnace burns again, and Kazdel still sails. The Lithanians didn't manage to kill us. Oh, I didn't mean you, Doctor. Come with me to see it. You deserve the same honor as the warriors who survived. But I'm not Sarkaz. You people are heroes too. Come watch their highness command the Goliath to support the leaning furnace. That's not a good name to have. Watch the sparks fly when iron hammers beat upon the broken core. Hear the elegy of the Banshee, and witness the final journey of fallen heroes when they enter the furnace to fuel it. This used to be an occasion that only the Sarkaz could see. I would love to go, but there are still a lot of wounded to treat. Alright, tell you what, I'll bring back a couple of bottles of booze from that fresh fruit, and we'll... You're not allowed to drink? Who the heck drinks in a medic tent? Come on, it's just a little flesh wound. No means no. It's your oropathy that's the problem. Not to mention you're a terrible drinker. When did you ever see me drink? Oh, that time when I was drunk and came to you with a bunch of oropathy bombs. I'm sorry, were you the original W by any chance? No, sorry, the original W was a bloke, wasn't it? If I remember correctly. Look, that was the only time in all these years. You know I can't afford booze. I can't stop you. Why don't you go yourself? Won't be the same without you. But I'm a Lifanian. And? You support those nobles who profit off war? Do you rather? I ran away from home because I couldn't stand them. There you have it, Wait a second. You say you ran away from home? Were you noble? No. I was kind of thinking your equipment doesn't look like it's from Babel. Well, I won't speculate. It does nobody any good. So, you can go on your own. I doubt the soldiers on the front lines would get along with a Lifanian. When I saw the Lifanian string my father up by a sewer entrance to humiliate him, I never imagined I could befriend a Caprine doctor either. Back then, the only people who showed us any kindness were poor, infected, or both. Right, enough of the sad stuff. Be back in a jiffy. Seriously, since when did the sarcasm become so glib-tongued with me? I wonder if this counts as progress, Teresa. This counts as progress would probably be. In any case, Kazdel is moving again. Things will get better. Stop saying that. I mean, I know it doesn't anyway, but still. Back already? It's about time you laid down. Oh? Oh, come on. Oh, sorry, I thought you were someone else. Wait, your wounds are really bad. Nobody treated your art burns? Lifanians did it. My son's dead. They burned him alive before my eyes. I was the only one who lived. At least let me see your wounds. They burned him alive. He was screaming. They used arts to hang him in the air for everyone to see. My brothers are dead. My captain is dead. The Lifanians stood on a high ground. They raised staffs, looked just like... With bloodshot eyes, the nearly deranged Sarkaz fixates on the doctor's staff, abandoned in the corner. Oh. The emblem of the home she had left behind hangs from the shelf. Like a real... The doctor does not sense the hostility. How? She lifts his top to inspect the wound, but feels a chill run up her spine. You're armed. Why didn't the guards check you? The light of the soul furnace lights up the night sky above Kazdel like the midday sun. The fire crackles, echo like a mournful glow, a somber tribute to the fallen who had become its fuel. All the Sarkaz set their eyes on the sky at night. No one notices the light from one of the field hospital windows go out. Your Highness? Why was I brought here? Oh, yes, I have good news to report. What news? We won. We defeated the Lifanians, Your Highness. Me, my son, and the Blue Blood Squad. We won. We won. Are you not glad, Your Highness? Were we too slow? Well, no doubt she's read your heart. Oh, yeah, he's lost it now completely. Blake, my son, bring me the battle plan. Son? Son? Sorry, Your Highness, I don't know where my son went. You killed a doctor, one who has served Kazdel for years, treating oropathy patients. Kazdel? Doctor? No, you misunderstand, Your Highness. I only fight Lifanians. Have you read his emotions, Teresa? Pain, confusion, madness. He has driven himself mad to escape the painful memories. He doesn't even know what crime he committed. The others do. The guards discovered him brawling with another Sarkaz amid shattered casks of liquor, which ignited and spread fire throughout the hospital. Oh damn, it was even worse than just that then. All await the king's response, but you cannot be the one to do it. Leave it to me. Your Highness! General, I gave my all to defeat the Lithanians. Was I wrong to do so? Your Highness! Take him away. His name is Logan, given to him by his mother, who was one of the first Babel engineers. You're kidding? Okay. He hardly uses any arts, but the guards were hypnotized by arts. Someone is behind this. Oh, okay. Yeah, I figured that was the case, Christmas. Initially, I assumed it would have been good luck, but when I read the bit about the bottles, it became a bit more obvious. The military commission will not investigate the Sarkaz for the sake of an outsider, not after they've just been through another ordeal. Neither should Babel. We have no choice. The war has just ended. Babel should withdraw from the military and political affairs, at least for the time being. You know that's not what Babel is about in the first place. I do, but many don't. I will define the parameters for Babel's activities. Babel members will continue to serve Kazdel's medical, educational and technological needs from this area. The military commission will continue to protect them, but we must make every effort to avoid conflict. You know, you probably should still investigate who did the, you know, the hypnotizing. Wait, I just realised they wrote it as Babel. Vampire or Shinings? I would assume Shinings. I don't think... Have the vampires ever shown any signs of hypnotism? I know vampires do in mythology, but I don't think I've ever seen any kind of hypnosis in the game. Especially considering we've had like 2 whole chapters dedicated to the vampires fucking our shit up. There will come a day when the repressed hatred boils over, and even we will be powerless when that day comes. I think the Shinings make the most sense. Vampire had bloodbending though. Yeah, but they specifically mentioned hypnosis. They looked hypnotized. The only thing I could think of that can affect people that way would be, yeah, the Shinings or a Banshee. Because I remember in the Columbia event, a Banshee was able to stop the guy, to stop that Revenant from moving. Kazdel is in urgent need of a change. We have to solve the Originian problem soon. But even that won't solve all our problems. I know. I've always known. That's shiny. Yeah, red rum. Okay, fair enough, young Ascalon. Remember that was more of an anti-revenant spell? I can't remember, to be honest. It might have been, actually. It's been so long now, I can't remember if it was specifically for revenants or if it was like a stop moving spell. Small, yeah, very small. A lot of grime on her. Was she an engineer to begin with? Ah, there you are, Ascalon. What have you seen in this city? Death. People cry. People die. Cry tears? Oh no, a broody teen. Very fitting for her, to be honest. Thresis stretches out his hand. A delicate stone knife lies in his palms. In his palm, rather. Knife! Keep it safe. A warrior should treasure her weapon. Given it the whole Jedi, this weapon is your life. This lightsaber is your life, or whatever it was that they did in the second movie. I will teach you how to sharpen your blade. Ascalon is like Project Red's talking skill. Kind of, yeah. Although Project Red does sort of speak a little bit more concisely, but it's very close. But it's up to you to decide whom it cuts. You're too impatient, Teresis. She's not ready to understand these things yet. She has to understand, sooner or later. Maybe. But for now, what we should do is give the frightened child a little bit of peace. Do you like this city, Ascalon? Compared to the armored general, Ascalon does not like this Sarkaz woman crouched before her. You know what, that's fair. She seems to see through all her thoughts, leaving no secrets, a most dangerous thing in the wastes. But she cannot bring herself to be hostile to this gentle Sarkaz. No need to be afraid. You know I don't mean you any harm. Come, touch my horn. We're the same. Warm here. Warm, me. Yes, warm. Hatred and killing are not the only way to solve a problem. Problem? Teresa says no more. It is difficult for a girl who has known nothing but the wastes to understand certain words. Even with the help of the King of Sarkaz. Teresa is like the perfect representation of a biblical angel. Well, depends on which biblical. Because there's a reason why they say be not afraid. She takes Ascalon's hand. It's like the wound on your palm. Biblical. Not enough eyes on the biblical version. Weapons can't heal it. Only time and medicine can. Ah. It's okay. I've cleaned your wound. You'll need to take care of it. Terrifying yet gentle and kind. Yeah. Be patient. One day, you'll wake up and find that it doesn't hurt anymore. Yeah. It's kind of funny because, like, I kind of feel like if times were a little bit different, Ascalon at this age would get along well with, oh fuck, what's her name? Fire Girl. Like, as in, like, if they were both the same age, like, I think it would be a lot of chaos. Ifrit, there we go. Because obviously, in reality, you know, Ascalon is, well, quite a few years older now, but, like, I mean, if they had existed as at the same age at the same time, could you imagine the chaos? Babel classroom, Kazdel. Oh, you know it's bad when they use the Ursus backgrounds for the classroom. No one here. We'll wait a little longer. It's not lesson time yet. They'll come. Look, it's Dressis. Oh, casualty report from the military commission. There are many children, most of them students. The ones that lived? Their parents are no longer willing to let the outsiders of Babel teach them. Oh, I see. Typical. That's something that happens a lot in the past as well. I think that actually happened in America, I think, when they first started allowing mix in schools. Actual adults, full-on targeted the students instead, and in order to make the parents scared and push the school to not have to change the rules again, to revert it back. Not just America, obviously. It happens all over the world. That's just the one that comes to my head right away. Xenophobia? Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, this is unfortunately one of those sickening things that happens and still happens. Daily dose of race. I hate that because I read that in the daily dose of internet voice. You know, the hello everyone, this is your daily dose of racism. Plus, if memory serves, many of Babel's teachers have already left out of fear. You're troubling yourself too much with trivial matters, Teresa. You need to rest. We still have to... I want to wait a little longer, Teresis. Very well. Thankfully nowadays it's way less than it was in the past. Thankfully, yes, though looking at some of the things, I think if certain people go into power, it very much will happen again. He does not leave. The classroom is eerily quiet. Teresa closes her eyes and recalls the students who used to fill the classroom. Yes, I saw that, Speedy. And it was really funny because the one evidence of that happening was an American. They said we can get potatoes for coming to school. I didn't understand that one. Your Highness, do you have any simple stories? You said you went to the outside with mercenaries when you were our age. The evidence was a neighbor who heard it from... Oh no, yeah, there was that, but later on there was a story. It was elsewhere. A woman who did actually do it and was arrested for it and all that, but she was an American national born and raised. So, no, it wasn't an immigrant. So it was basically just embarrassing for literally anyone who tried to push that rhetoric. There's a sea between Sargon and Iberia. What's the boat? Why can't we go up on deck? Why would we throw up? Lithanian spires. Are they like our furnace? People who are nice to us, but Dad says there's no foreigners like that. But the teachers here are nice to us. Students come and go, but she always managed to get them to return. But this time, no one came. Oh? Ah! General Tressis, Your Highness, You. Jeez, okay. I guess they didn't like each other from the start then. The hilt of the stone knife hits the boy in the chest. Although unable to break free, the boy strains to look up at the tall, gaunt girl who has him pinned. Just on sight, literally. I saw General Teresa's come this way. I just wanted to... Teresa, Your Highness, you're here too. This classroom, are you teaching? Put down the knife, Ascalon. Your Highness, you were looking for me? Yes, I came to seek an answer for the children who lost their parents. I know the military commission will take care of them, as it took care of me. But will this change anything? What if another war comes? I want to change things, but I don't know what I can change, or what I should change. You know, now that I think about it, I haven't actually heard anything from Good Luck either, so I'm now wondering if both of them passed. The two rulers gaze upon the fearless child, each arriving at their own answer inside. What's your name? Manfred. Oh, speaking. Oh no, there he is. You know what? Maybe I should... I was just like, I haven't heard from Good Luck in a while. Well, there he is. Dad, we've been standing at the door forever. Why can't we go in? She's still alive? Mummy's hurt very badly. She needs some quiet to rest. We shouldn't bother her. Either that or he just hasn't told her she's dead. That could also be that. But I miss Mum. Daddy misses her too, but not now. We'll go to get home together once I come back. Where are you going, Dad? I have to leave the city for a bit, to make the people who hurt Mummy pay. Stay here with Mummy and wait for Daddy. Can you stay, Daddy? We'll figure out a way to make Mummy better, I promise. Do you like Mummy's name? Oda, yes. It sounds very nice. It's your name now. But... I'll teach you to fight the bad guys with Mummy's weapon once I get back. Okay, I'll beat up the bad guys who hurt Mummy. But will beating up the bad guys make her feel better? You'll understand someday, Oda. Did you watch the W animation? The daggers inheritors makes me wonder that tie in here at some point. Ooh, interesting. I haven't yet. I'll have to do that next time. This is reminding me of that first bit from Guide Ahead. Yeah, kind of. Which is also the reason why I wasn't sure. I'll be back. Wait for me. Good Luck turns around toward the crystal-infested city wall. The only thing left that ties him to this city is Oda. Both of them.
No rush.
Damn.
Doesn't matter if we're chasing them down or watching for a counterattack.
Or just watch it here at the end of the
leave it to
stream.
me. I want
I
anyone who
suppose
needs
I
it to
could.
rest up.
I think W animation was meant to be watched after Babel anyway. I'll keep it for now, because that bit there has now made me wonder. Man, that's so annoying. That felt like for ages since I got duped like that. Pain will not get better from here. Nah. Ugh. Oh god, it's 15 minutes? Jesus. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm definitely wait. I'll do that another time then. A good place to end it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to assume that it's 8 or 9 stages. That tends to be the case. Ten stages, okay. Is that 10 stages including the story at the end, or is it 10 playable stages? Playable. Okay, so we're looking at like 11 or so, 11 or 12 stages then. Oh, you don't get the big thing. Oh! Okay. It wasn't who I was thinking it was then. Finish playable stages, not for Babel, but for chapters 8 to 12. Interesting timeline on the screen. Oh yeah, I did notice that before. Interesting. So 8. Oh, okay. 898. I haven't seen anything that far back. Although that's probably the war that they were referring to. Who do you think Oda was? I'm not going to say now because I'm going to embarrass myself. Also, notice that train or bus there. I wonder if that's where the current time is supposed to be. Oh, that's not a bus, that's the speech mark. Never mind. But yeah, 1094 is a current year, so... I'll ask you to pay attention to the placement of the stages as you play. Okay. Oh, it covers it. Animation only covers spoilers from the main story. Okay. I bet on the hoe. Yeah, that was who I thought it was. That's what I thought it was going to be. I saw young Manfred and I saw random disheveled boy. I thought, oh, okay, maybe it was tying those two together. Well, at the moment, it's sort of doing a heartbeat thing. I'll have to see what it looks like towards the end. Different hair color. Well, I know, but it could have been dyed. Like, the red might not be natural. I don't know. I don't know. There was just something about it just made me think, like, it wouldn't, like, I wasn't necessarily sure on it, and that's why I said I refused to accept that it is. But, like, there was just something about the way he spoke and acted just sort of made me think, oh, okay, yeah, if I ever came across a young Hodor, it would be like that. And with me already realizing who Manfred was, it just sort of like went that way. Too many people have messed it up. Oh, okay, so am I not the only one then? Which is fine with me, to be honest. It's just, yeah, I guess it's just because we're so used to seeing the two of them together that it wouldn't be surprising seeing that being like the origin of it. Even though I don't even know if they actually ever... Anyway, I know, it's, yeah, it doesn't matter, it's not... It was just a thing. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave it here. Tomorrow, what I want to do is a horror game of some description. I'm still not sure what I want to go with, which is a bit... He looks a bit older to be that young in 1090s. Would he? I mean, they look similar age, so I could kind of see that Hodor would be like a little bit younger or something. But yeah, anyway, Blair, what was I saying? I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm not sure what horror game I'm going to play yet. I am thinking of something along the lines of oh, what's it called? I'm thinking of Slender the 8 Pages, or I might do one of the other ones. Basically one of the more sort of like shorter end but scary games. I don't think I'll be able to drag anyone in for a co-op game tomorrow. That'd be a bit too quick. Tax calculator, god no, I've already done that once today. Not today, this week. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here now. Hopefully there'll be a horror game tomorrow. If not, it might be on like another day. I'm probably gonna play this again on the Sunday if I don't do it any sooner. But we'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for hanging around. I'm really enjoying the Babel story so far. I can definitely see where it's going to get more depressing now, especially seeing sort of like that rise of... Well, I was going to say rise of hatred. There's always been hatred, but that sort of increase in it. It would be interesting to see how that goes, even though I kind of don't want to see it. You know, if you get what I mean. But yeah. But that's all for the future. It's only uphill from here on. Oh, we all know that's not the case. You can't fool me. But yeah, until next time though, thank you guys so much for hanging around, and I shall see you all later. Bye bye.